and gentlemen, welcome back to another edition of Talk Scottish Football Live. A fair chucking about, aren't we, David? We're doing well here.
Indeed. Was this 4 weeks in a row?
4 weeks in a row, I think we've done it now. So, we're doing well, and it's nice again to have the man himself, Sharpdiv, back on the stream. How you doing, my man?
Thanks for having me, mate. I never knew you would one day look in my face after what happened in midweek there.
Mate,
the smugness on my face.
Well, it's tough. Hopefully Hamilton make up for the night.
We'll see.
Big Mario.
I mean, I very much doubt it. But we're here to talk about the 3 o'clock kick-offs today, but we will preview every game that's happening at some point throughout the stream, whether it be Celtic, Rangers, the rest of the games that are on. Hibs, obviously, going for their title charge. It's a big, big week. And, of course, another big week for Talk Scottish Football is it's at the 1K week, isn't it, David?
Woohoo!
I mean, I had a disaster. An absolute disaster. Mind the FM video. Deleted, gone.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Absolute clown. Absolutely
done,
man. So basically, we're doing the FM series on the channel, The Road to Euro 2020. And me and David sat down during the week and done the big episode. You know, it was the episode that determined whether or not we go to the Euros. We played Russia. The game, you know, decides everything. I sat, edited the whole thing, ready to go, ready to upload on the Friday. And on Thursday, for some reason, I decided to clear my computer. And it's permanently gone. Every file that went together for it, and it's just gone. All right, Dumpling. I can see your face just says it all.
I've had an absolute mare.
He has had a mare, and the thing is, like, we've waited so long to film that second episode. We finally got it done, and the thing is, it's even worse because we're now going to have to watch. I'm actually so pissed off. I can't even talk.
So I know because the game's saved now. We're past that point. We can't go back and play that game and re-record it. We've really had a nightmare scenario. So we'll recover. But on the topic of 1K, as you might see on the right-hand side of the screen, donations are now available through Super Chat. If you do,
give me all your money.
Right. Okay. Right.
Sorry.
That's a nice way to say it. But if you do want to donate, then feel free. Is that a Bovril you've got there, Div?
Who, me?
Is that a Bovril?
No, mate. It's
not half time yet.
It's a Diet Coke.
I thought that was a big pint of Bovril you hit your hands there.
That's a Guinness, actually. There you go.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, Christ. Look at that. So, nice to have you back on again, Div. It was class the first time, and we move on. As I said, donate if you can. All goes forward to progress the channel. Of course, big plans moving on forward. Daddy Div, someone, there we go. First comment of the day, I like that. Aidan Drennan, afternoon spectacles, David, and Daddy Div. Fantastic.
I like that.
Spectacles. So we're all covering individual games as usual. So we'll start. I mean, it's half an hour to kick off time, so we may as well give a wee bit of a preview of where we're covering. I'll start with you, Big Dave. David, you are going to be heading over to Perth today.
Yeah, Battle of the Saints. It's an interesting one because St Mirren have started really, really well. St Johnstone not so much. And I was probably, the three of us, when we did our season preview, the most vocal about Callum Davidson being a really good appointment, and it's yet to kind of come to fruition. So. Yeah, big game. I think St Mirren, they talked a lot about top six, and another one of them, if they can get a result today, that'll really sort of boost their ambitions of that. But ultimately, St Johnstone need the result as well, because to continue to drop points, it's going to be a real tough start for them.
I mean, Callum Davidson, of course, we were buzzing about him being in charge. Yet to see much. The other side of things, St Mirren, Jim Goodwin's got that team playing some tasty stuff. Div, what you been thinking of St Mirren start to the season?
Unreal, mate. For the love of football, I'm hoping they pick up the victory today. Sorry, St Johnstone fans, because I love the way they play. I think that they're coming more into their own this season. It's his second season as manager, and I just like a lot of the players. Obviously, Big Obika up front, he's an absolute hero. And then when you go back at the midfield, I even like see McPherson in the middle. I don't think he gets spoke about enough. I like him on the ball, set pieces and stuff like that, and decent team. So fingers crossed to get the win.
Big Tony Fitzpatrick with a bold claim. I've spoken about every week. He wants the top 6 for St Mirren, and it's still looking like it's going to be that impossible. Any big team news there? You got the squads yet, David?
You've come to me just as I'm sourcing them, so come back to me on that.
I probably came to you last. Well, I'm heading to a lovely place today, the Tony Macaroni, of course. It's been a good place to go this season. Rangers dropping points there earlier. It's a tough place to go, as we know. Plastic Parks aren't ideal. Livingston need points. Gary Holt with a nightmare start to the season. On the other side of things, Ross County, what a start to the season. They've had sitting third in the table. Me and you'd have both touted them for rock bottom. David wasn't much better. You predicted them for 11th.
Comfortable survival.
Well, honestly, I mean, they've got to stay up with the looks of things. Still a long way to go. Of course, this isn't like Matchday 6 we're covering today, but what a start. Ross Stewart, they're desperately hoping to keep a hold of him after the talks that people are looking at a potential transfer for him. But Kettlewells came out and says, you know what, you're not going to get him cheap. We want a few million quid, and rightfully so, because the start of the season he's had unbelievable. And hopefully they continue on today. It'd be good, as you said, for the love of football. I hope to see them continue to do well. But I mean, anybody got any thoughts on Livingston, Ross County as we move on?
Tell you what,
No, I just think the difference between Ross County this season, some of the teams there or there about them, is the fact that they do have Stewart and Billy Mackay's also in good form. Goals are massive. We've already seen that with Motherwell. Motherwell's start to the season hasn't been great. They don't have someone up there that can score goals. And the fact that they've got two guys, when one guy's not doing it, the other guy's doing it, is it's pivotal, I think, in them getting points so far this season. And as you said, they've had a really good start to the season, not just offensively, but defensively as well.
Right.
That's something that's been overlooked probably a wee bit. Cut of clean sheets in there and they're 1-0 victories, so they're flying.
David, what was your point going to be?
Livy need to start grinding out some results. You know, we talked about them saying that maybe they wouldn't hit the heights they did last year, but they've had a pretty slow start. And obviously, you know, losing Dykes is a big one. Stokes has come in; he's not playing today, but
steal the points then, right? Steal the points about my game then. On you go.
The entire chat has been about Livy this week. Is their dynamic going to have to change in terms of like Lyndon Dykes and Anthony Stokes are very different players. Stokes wants the ball at feet; he wants it in and around the box. You know, he's not one for running channels and winning flick-ons and stuff. They're just two completely different players. So, for all that, Anthony Stokes a very good signing on a free transfer in terms of you know what you're going to get. It's a big gamble in terms of how they're going to set up with him in that team. So, you know, I don't know how today will affect that because obviously he's not playing. But in terms of like long term for the rest of the season, it'll be interesting to see how they kind of set up going forward.
That was the one thing I was buzzing about taking the Livingston game of the day for, and that was Anthony Stokes. Just to see he's been left, as Div said, he's probably not in the fucking country. Don't know why he's not in the team, to be fair. Don't know if he's, you know, the Neil Lennon excuse, he's no match fit yet. We'll probably come on to Celtic a wee bit later on. But no, Stokes isn't playing today. But look, I said it on the podcast we've done earlier in the week, David, you've heard me already say it. Anthony Stokes is going to be better for Livingston than what Lyndon Dykes was. I'm telling you.
So a lot of people have said this, and you know, Anthony Stokes is about 32 now. He's been playing in Iran. I don't know. I think a lot of people are saying this based on the Anthony Stokes they last saw in Scotland, which was 4 or 5 years ago. So it's a really bold claim. We know Stokes is a good player, but I don't know if he's going to be at the level certainly Dykes has been at. I
think it'll probably take a few games for him to warm into things, you know, get back to the standard he was. But like, even when he was at Hibs, he was a cracking player. I mean, single-handedly, you could say he won them that Scottish Cup in 2016. And he, from his interviews, he's sounding optimistic about what he can bring to the team. I was never the biggest fan of Dykes in the sense of, you know, being the striker that everybody made him out to be at points. £2 million, I think, is absolutely robbery from Livingston. They've done well for that. And
very well.
And I think that Stokes will bring something to that team. But the day I can't, you're going to have to help me here, boys. The boy up front for Livingston today, how is it you pronounce that name?
Could you write so, no? Who is it? I haven't seen the team.
Lakoch, Lokotzch. How does one say this?
Just call him Big Kosh, mate.
Big Kosh.
You know why they call him that as well. Yeah. Big
Kosh, that's who's up top. But you know, the standard for the two lineups, so very good. And Div, you've got undoubtedly match of the 3 o'clocks anyway. You're heading over to Rugby Park for Kelly versus Dundee United. Your thoughts, sir?
That's it, mate. I'm really, really looking forward to this game. Done a wee bit of digging into the last time they played, 15-16 season, 2 games at Rugby Park, both finished a draw, 0-0 and 1-1. Obviously, times have changed since then. Dundee United, complete new team. But I'm really, really looking forward to this one. Should be good. Lon Shanklin's still out with an ankle injury, but Nicky Clark still in the team, which is good because he's had a really good start to the season. Everybody's bigged up Lauren Shanklin. A lot of people forgot about Nicky Clark, but 2 goals, some man of the match performances, playing really, really well. And there as well, wee bit of news for Kilmarnock is that Pibbles picked up a hamstring injury at Ibrox last week, so that could be a big miss. But just looking at the team lineups, it's looking really exciting. Kilmarnock fans, I think, will be really excited for this one because Kabamba and Brophy start. They've also got Kilty in the starting lineup. And yeah, that should be a really, really feisty game.
One thing, having no power will be a killer for the cheese slices, Ryan. No cheese slices for Alan
cheese
Power.
slices. I need cheese slice for Alan Power. I've actually, do you know what I've not done yet? I've actually got to get to putting on a coupon. So, very quickly, before we move on to, we're 20 minutes away for kick-off, so I've still got a bit to go. We've got to quickly ask for predictions for the 3 o'clock games. We'll start with the first one being mine. We'll go for Livingston, Ross County. I myself have a slight feeling Livingston could do something here. Despite how good the Ross County have been starting this season, there's just that, you get it in your gut, then you get it in your gut, you just feel it. I'm going to go for a 1-0 Livy robbery. I hope it's no, because do you know what? I'm fed up of being the one that comes on this stream every week and I get absolute shite thrown at me. Do you know what? Actually, good luck. The only good game I've had is when Div was on, so hopefully that continues. Hopefully keep that. David, your prediction for Ross County Livy today?
2-0 Ross County.
And Div?
I'm going 1-0 Ross County. That's where I took my bet. Had a wee £1 free bet, 3 correct scores. That'd be really nice for that one to come in.
Oh, well, I don't know about it if it does happen. Then the second game, we'll head over to the Saints derby, the derby of the Saints. What do you think, David, since it's your game, first score prediction there?
Listen, I think it could be a really good day for the away teams, and I think that's going to continue here. So I think it'll be 2-1 to St Mirren.
I'm going to go for a St Mirren win as well. I think they've been really impressive. I think St John's will continue to struggle. I'm going to go for a 2-0 St Mirren win. Div?
Yes, retweeting that. Full house. I'm going 2-0 to St Mirren. Yep.
Oh, lovely stuff. And finally, game of the day, as I've already mentioned, Dundee United at Kilmarnock. Div, your score prediction for your game of the day? I'm
going to go for a score win to Dundee United. 2-1 Dundee United. Okay. 3 aways I've picked there. I think they're good for it. I think this will be a close game. Don't get me wrong, but I just think United have got that wee bit extra when it comes to these close games.
And just incidentally, last time you were on, it was 3 away wins as well. So
there you go. It's a
sign. David, your score prediction up there? I've done there.
I tell you what, though, I do fancy Dundee United, but that Kelly lineup has kind of, changed my thought process a little bit. I think it's the first time this season they've started with both Brophy and Kabamba. And we spoke, in the recent streams about how, Brophy and Kabamba are naturally a pretty good link-up in terms of the type of player that they are. You've got a big physical striker who can hold up, flick it on. Brophy likes playing on the shoulder. We've seen in the past that they can be very effective as a 2. So, I can see Kelly getting a result. They need a result. I think it will be 1 each, though, because I do think United have got something about them.
I'm going to go for a draw as well. That's what I was going to say. I'm going to go for 2-2 though. I could see goals. I can see wee Nicky Clark getting about it. I can see wee Brophy, maybe Kabamba getting about it as well. Very interesting game. I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw over there. Very exciting. Look, by the way, big news. I'm sure we could use this as our application for Soccer Saturday. 3 men gone. 3 new men. This could be us. This is the call.
That's it, mate. I'll do it for half their salary. So there you
exactly.
go. The gauntlet has been laid. There you go.
Aye. I mean, we've spoke very briefly in the past about how I'd been a Charlie Nicholas in the group, so it's up to you two to fight Tomo and who's the other one? They go to sack Letizia, innit?
I'll go Letizia. I'm taking
I've not got the nose for Tomo or the mad fucking political ideas for Letizia.
But you're the mad Liverpool fan, aren't you? So
have you seen that story, the Matt Letizia stuff on Twitter? He's absolutely off. He's not that man. He's all like, just go and look at his Twitter feed. It's wild. He's talking about like, basically coronavirus is just a big hoax and all this, and against vaccinations and all that rubbish. It's wild.
I was just picking him because I think I'm all right at penalty kicks. Know what I mean? He's so busy, so that's why I'm going to go with this.
I mean, at least there's no doubt of me being Charlie Nicholas. I'll take that.
Charlie.
One of the ones that you would never expect to be a Celtic fan because he's so anti-Celtic. It seems.
Anti-Scottish football in general.
I always feel though, like, see when you've played for a club, it's like a poison chalice, because as soon as you see one negative about them, the fans absolutely jump on it.
Right enough. That's fair. Aye. It's
big Andy Walker,
You like
incidentally, just because me and Ryan have done something on Twitter this morning, Dev, you won't have seen it because we know you're not always on the Twitter like me and Ryan.
This is interesting. I like this.
Let me just get the format up. So there's some page put out this thing looking for like their ideal coverage.
Join in the chat, by the way. Let's see everybody's.
Yeah, I want to hear this in the chat as well. So basically, you give it your lineup. So you go your commentator, co-commentator, presenter, 3 pundits, and like a pitchside reporter out of all Scottish football personality. So me and Ryan will give you ours while you can have a wee think. So like for mine, my commentator was Derek Ray, co-commentator Coisty, presenter Darryl Curry, pundits Sutton, Darren Fletcher, Neil McCann and Ailey Barber as pitchhead reporter. Ryan, what was yours?
Mine was, I'm going to change mine on stream because I can actually say somebody without getting abuse just constantly tweeted at me. So I would go for Derek Ray as my commentator, Chris Sutton as my co-commentator. I would go for Daryl Curry as my host. My three pundits would be. Oh no, I didn't actually. I kept it. No, I did put them in. I did put them Twitter. My three pundits would be Ali McCoist, Chris Sutton ×2, and Martin O'Neill. And then my pitch side. What do you mean Martin O'Neill? He tells a cracking story, and then my pitch side reporter would be Cammy. I would take Cammy up.
Really?
Jesus.
Chris Kamara.
Horrific.
Right, okay.
Can you imagine, like, post Celtic just been beat, right? Leo Lennon's spitting fire, and like Cammy's just going up, like, laughing and smiling with him. That'd be amazing television.
What a laugh, that's right. I'm going for views, mate. David, you have a wee think there?
Right, talk me through it then. Right, first section.
Right, so your commentator, your main, your play-by-play, your Martin Tyers, your Derek Rays, your Peter Drury's. Who are you taking? Clive Tildesley.
Aye, let's go Clive, man. I'm going Clive. I'm going Clive. Fuck it.
Co-commentator, who's your analyser beside them?
I'll go Alec Ray then as well. Did you go with him?
Yeah, Alec Ray.
Staunch so far. That's like
then your presenter for the show. You know,
I'm going Cy Ferry, mate. That's who my presenter is.
Yes.
Fair enough.
There it is. That's it.
I thought I Slaney been on my panel. In fact, I regret it now.
Think outside the box, young man.
Aye, exactly.
There you go, young man.
Your three pundits beside them.
Right, I'm putting Shelley Kerr in there because she was outstanding the other day on the Rangers TV. She's class.
Oh, wait, hold on. First donation of the stream, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, Subo!
First ever donation to the Scottish people. I know Adrian's a long-time subscriber of the Ryan Mummery channel, one of the OGs, been there since 1K, but even before that probably. But thank you very much for the £2, Aidan. Nice to see you. Keep up the good work, boys. Very much appreciated. And I'm sure David is lit up with you. Oh, you can see that in your face, mate. Oh, that smile. Anyway, you went with Shelley Kerr. Who follows Shelley Kerr?
Right, we'll get Ali McCoist in there as well.
Yeah, go ahead, McCoist.
And let's just keep up the trend then. We'll shove wee Slaney in and all. He can be just for the laughs.
Fantastic. And
then would get right up.
The final section, your pitch side reporter, your post-match interviewer, who you taking?
I think Slaney'd be good at that right enough, to be fair.
I know, but could you imagine that?
Oh, yeah, I've got a shout that I think it would be good. You got to get Andy in, got to get Halliday in there. I mean, if the open goal's recently shown something, you got to get Andy Halliday in there.
Andy boy's too good to be fucking interviewing and all that. He needs to stay at the club.
He needs his face got up there, innit?
Interviewer, get the true Geordie. There you go.
Fair play. Right, what about we've got there? We've got a few in the chat. We've got Connor Mitchell saying commentary.
Oh, there's Ryan frozen again.
Yes.
That's that shocking internet. There we are.
We've all been discussing, and David Tanner is the pitch side. We've got 1872 Jordan saying Curry for the presenter, commentators are Crocker, McCoy's, pundits Boyd, Fletcher, and McCann. And then we'll throw up one there. We've got Aidan Drennan saying Derek Ray with Chris Sutton, with the panel being of Curry, McCoist, and Neil and Hartson, and then Ailey Barber. A lot of people actually giving Ailey Barber the shout. Well, I think you had Ailey Barber, didn't you?
I did that. She's very good at that job.
That's a lot of good tunes.
Oh, second donation, Aidan boy, and again.
Jesus Christ.
Aidan boy saying Div's Scottish fans versus English fans was class by the way.
Oh, that's nice, sir.
I'll take that. Thanks very much, Aidan, mate.
That was one of my plans on my where's my sheet? Where's my sheet? I had it in my 2-week plan for my videos. I had my Celtic versus English fans in again. And I seen you done that as well, bastard. I'll hold it back a couple of weeks and then I decided after the game on Wednesday night, nah, we'll give that a miss. Probably don't got a right to speak in it.
If you're no fast, you'll last, Ryan. That's
exactly. People are crying out for number 3.
That was the only thing, Ryan. That was the only thing, mate. Like right after I done that, Celtic go and get beat off of.
I know.
Ferran Jaskis or whatever their name is, man. I couldn't believe it.
Ferran Faros. I said it the first time.
Couldn't believe it.
I don't. So I can't. A Rangers fan, eh? Agent Bolly Bombscare saying I can't stand listening to McCoy, even though he's a Jazz legend. There's nothing up there. He's easily the best to listen to.
The reason I put McCoist in the punditry is because I don't like him in the commentary either, especially in Rangers games.
I think he's very a pundit and a commentator.
Absolutely.
Definitely very a pundit. He's a good laugh. I remember a story I think I've told him one of the streams before. We were at Livy away just there when Rocket scored the 90th minute equaliser. And we're walking at the stadium. Of course, BT have got their wee gantry set up in the corner, and as we're all walking, it was like, Coisty, gives a wave, Coisty, gives a wave, and he actually turned around and gave a wee wave to the Celtic support.
Coisty's brilliant, man.
He says, I've said it before, he's my dream podcast guest, without a doubt.
That's some love to everyone.
Big class.
Cam McFarlane, Ryan, I've been here since 1K and all your content's still shite, bro. Thank you very much, Cam. Thank you very much. No much change, yeah. For God's sake, Aidan, you're giving us your all back to another £2 for Aidan, £2 for all you get. Oh, you pick mix. Oh, thank you very much, Aidan. Much appreciated. And just a quick reminder, if you do want to donate, you can through the super chat now, because we've hit it big time. We've hit the 1K. £6 off, huh? It's a couple of pints for you there, David.
So wait, a pint for £3 these days, do you mean?
The brig. Get one from the brig. I mean, Div would never be seen in the brig. Div would get popped at the brig.
You're not getting that pint for £3 up my neck of the woods.
I don't even know what that is, right?
The brig, the brig's a pub I had my communion party in Easterhouse. Let's just say you walk in, you've got Jimmy Johnson on one wall, Kieran Tierney on the other wall. You know, it's very, very big Celtic pub. Anyway, we'll move on. We've got 10 minutes to kick off. So why don't we touch on it? Because we haven't in the podcast. So we'll do it now. Celtic going out of Europe, well, out the Champions League on Wednesday night against Ferencváros. There we go. I mean, what did you make it, boys? Because I've already voiced everything I've had to. We'll start with you, David.
I can't even tell you. Like, I was actually angry after it. Like, and it's mad. Like, it pissed me off so much because, you know, after all the good performances by Celtic and Rangers last year in Europe, that was just horrific. And you know what? I 100% expect Neil Lennon to start the same team tomorrow. It would not even shock me. It would be the most Neil Lennon thing to do. That, like, just to be stubborn as hell to prove that, yeah, they had the chances. They should have taken the chances, but you've got like near enough, £8-9 million worth of strikers on the bench. Now, how fit do you need to be when Celtic are going to have all the ball? You're playing most of the entire game the other team's half. How fit do you need to be in terms of? It's not like the strikers were having to run the channels constantly. It was just a nonsense that neither of them started, and yeah, it just. Somebody
got Dom Toretto driving past their house there.
Oh, that'd be me, aye.
I was like that, anyway, what you continue? Call me what you
78 minutes to get a striker on. Horrific. Absolutely horrific.
I've touched on everything I have to in my videos. Like, it was an absolute disaster. Look, big question, as a Rangers fan looking in, Div, you're not on Twitter and such nowadays. If you've had any sort of idea of what's happening on Twitter, even in my comment section, so many people are crying for Lennon to be sacked. Do you think it's an overreaction?
Yes, I do.
Simply put.
Agent Lennon, stop the 10. That's all I'm saying. I only managed to see the second half. I thought that mob came and they were really, really organised. They're used to winning. They were champions, obviously, in their respective country. Celtic have got to do better. I think the Bucks got to lie with the manager 100% because he, as you said, David, he's got £8 million worth of strikers on the bench. Klimala, he's saying, isn't he match sharp? I don't quite get how that is, considering he went through a full pre-season. Everybody was saying he's done really well. He's been training in Berlin and such. So I don't quite understand that, mate. I really don't. I think after the match as well, I think that's what's annoyed Celtic fans. It's baffling.
Baffling.
Why come out and say that? Even to that extent, he's just opened a full can of worms for himself. A lot of stress that he doesn't need. Now all the Celtic fans are saying, who is it? Who's it? And then it comes out that Ncham and Ayer have went and asked for evaluation. Who's leaked that as well? Do you know what I mean? It's just a big...
It's mad. It's such a massive season for Celtic.
The worst part about it is Lennon comes at the press conference yesterday with a complete different change of tone. But, I'm still going to use the players.
The damage is done, though, by that point. The damage is absolutely done.
I know. This is such a massive season for Celtic. Do you remember the whole Boyata scenario when his last season with Celtic, the start of the year, came out, Boyata wanted to leave. Fans did not he came on the park, people like number 20, Dedrick Boyata, boos ringing around the stadium. I mean, they're lucky there's no fans in. The atmosphere surrounding Celtic's social world is just absolutely toxic. It's fucking horrid just now. And I can't believe what I'm going through in my comments, because it was only a matter of months ago that we were all celebrating Neil Lennon's the King of Glasgow, and now there's a big post of the support who want him out. I do believe it's an overreaction. I don't see why we would sack Neil Lennon, but the patience is going to wear thin if he doesn't make the changes. He's got to go at the Mora. He's got to make changes to that lineup. He's got to give people like that a chance. Kamara, don't have a clue why he's not starting up front, but he's got time to turn it around. He's got time to get fans back on his side. But this is the most important season in Celtic's history. and he's making an absolute dog's dinner of it right now. So he's going to fix something. He's going to do something, or either that every fan will turn.
Listen,
I don't think it
so
takes.
Much about... On you go.
I don't think it takes a brain scientist to know as well that Celtic should be playing free to back.
Aye.
100%. He's got beat on there. It was him that was playing there last season. So why is he no in the fold? I don't get it.
I know El Ahmed had an absolute stinker against Ferencváros.
Or him, he can play centre half.
That's what I'm about to say. Look, we've got at the start of the season, I was like, right, maybe we're not playing free because we've lost Siminovic, we've lost a bit of depth. But when you think about it, we've got Ayer, we've got Julian, we've got Beaton, and we've got El Ahmed. All four of them can play at centre half. Hopefully, we do get to sign Shane Duffy. Apparently, that is getting closer, but might happen. But we've got the four there. They can do it. They can play the free at the back. And then if people do get hurt, then they get injured, then move back to playing four at the back. I don't see what the thinking is to know.
He's froze
again. And he'll come back, right? He'll come back and say, we all disconnected. No, we didn't, Ryan.
Just you.
I need to get my Ethernet cable plugged back in.
Yeah, you do. It's just you disconnected.
I know, it's just me. But as I was saying, he's going to make a change. Massive game tomorrow. And if he doesn't make a change, then God knows what's going to have to take.
I don't think he'll make the change.
No, you do.
I want to be shocked.
Listen, we talked so much about how Gerrard didn't learn his mistakes from the first winter break to the second one. That's the same year, second time around for Neil Lennon. He's not learned
the perfect tweet that I seen yesterday, and it was spot on. August is what Dubai is. August for Celtic is Dubai for Rangers, or January.
Because it was the same this time last year. Celtic were in an absolute crisis, and we thought
your mob came to the Parkhead and
this was that weekend. You know, this is why I think the weekend. It's probably a good thing for Celtic. There's no fans at the weekend because it would be an absolute cesspit. I think people are just. And you said that people. I think there's always a portion of Celtic fans that didn't want Lennon in the job, even after last season. Because whether you like it or not, going from Brendan Rodgers to Neil Lennon was a big downgrade. It just was.
There was no denying that.
And this is what I'm seeing a lot of Celtic fans bringing up the whole process back to that appointment. You know, why did they offer him the job in the showers after the cup final? Why didn't they have an interview process? You know, surely that was such a hasty decision. And now it might come back to bite them. So it's going to be a massive, massive couple of weeks for Celtic because they need to bounce back. And also, incidentally, this Europa League safety net thing, I'm not a fan of that. They don't deserve to be in Europe after that, in my opinion, to be honest.
I agree with you there.
Calm down. Look, we're playing in a one-legged environment, right?
Exactly. You're at home. That's like totally in your favour.
I know. But also, for me, the champions of a country should get straight into the Champions League. Otherwise, change the name. This is doing my nut right in. Like, I've been talking about this a lot, and it's annoying me that there's Celtic fans now believing that they're not a Champions League team. Rangers and Celtic should be at least getting to the group stages. If you get a hard playoff game, fair enough. But you should be at least in there. And if you're not, it's a failure. Do not be accepting Europa League this and Europa League that. Should be in the group stages.
The reality is, for me right now, Celtic, Rangers, both Champions League clubs. Absolutely. They're teams that should be up there. And my opinion has always been, if it's a Champions League, as you've already said, the champions should be in it. A cracking photo of what the Champions League should be with all the nations and their champions. People always say, I don't exactly like to watch Dundalk versus fucking Ferencváros, for example. So that's the champions, innit? You know, think about how much. See these teams, people go, why do I watch that? I think they don't realise if teams like Dundalk and Ferencváros and Celtic and Rangers and all these other teams, Slavia Prague, were playing in that competition, the money they would get to enhance their team and become better is unbelievable. So I agree with you, but we're Champions League clubs, but Celtic right now, we can't say much about Rangers because they've not had the chance to play in these qualifiers. We don't know the level of them playing against these sides just now, but Celtic are not a Champions League 11, a Champions League team. There has to be improvement. Peter Law's got to pay the money because the team it's not up to the standards at the minute. And that's
I disagree. I actually disagree. I think that team should be good enough to get to the group stages.
I think we should be good enough to beat Ferencváros, for example.
Good enough to, mate. If you look at Celtic's budget, out with the top 6 leagues, Celtic's get the biggest wage budget in the world, or in Europe at least.
Wow,
yes, that's something. That's a restart for you there. So, for me, they should be good enough to get there. I don't know what it is, whether it's when you come up against a team like Ferencváros that had a winning mentality that, when everything wasn't going your own way, it wasn't good. Like, you weren't good enough to get past them. But for me, that team should have been talented enough to get to the group stages, at least, or the playoffs or whatever.
This is a comment here just before we move on to the kickoffs because it is 3 o'clock. But people talking about Marco Rose all week, guys. All very well.
They should have broke the bank to get him. They should have broke the bank.
I would have loved it. But do you honestly think Marco Rose, when I sat down and went Borussia Mönchengladbach, Celtic?
All the talk at the time was that he was interested.
You don't know, mate.
I don't think he would have knocked that back Gladbach. I really doubt it.
But the thing is, Peter Lawwell and that will never know because they never put a fucking interview process out. They just gave Neil Lennon the job.
But it's free.
Anyway. Oh, he's frozen again. We are underway, 3 o'clock kickoffs in Perth. Are you underway as well at Kelly, Div?
No, quite yet. I'm seeing in the chat somebody said that the Kelly stream might be a minute behind or so please don't ruin it. Aye. The teams are just emerging right now.
Ryan, you've got a coupon on. What have you got on this afternoon?
I forgot. I've not put it on yet, so I'm going to...
Oh, well, I've just put on a double. I've just put on a Ross County and St Mirren double.
Beautiful. That's good odds, actually.
It's lovely. I think it's got a tenner for was it like 60 to 1 or something? Yeah, 160 quid.
What have you put on right now?
Just Ross County St Mirren and a double.
I'm going to go and put on. Why can I never find the Scottish? See, the odds will be pish now because the games have kicked off.
I know.
In play. See,
Ryan, you need to be prepared, mate.
It's because I was in the moment of being Jeff Sterling. I'm interviewing for his job, Div. You know this.
I wouldn't want his job. Imagine having to watch English football all the time. Hopeless.
I know, right enough.
Well, I'll tell you my bet then. I've got Dundee United, Ross County, St Mirren, Rangers, Celtic and Aberdeen. I've just went all out with my counting. Fiver, 900 quid returns. And then I've got some correct scores on the go, as I said already. Dundee United 2-1, Ross County 1-0, St Mirren 2-0. Returning £2,000 for a £1 free bet. Yes, please.
Boys, I've done it. I've got a coupon on for 400 odd quid.
Jesus.
I've gone for the 3 away wins. Tenner on it, 3 away wins. Just went.
Mate, that's beautiful, by the way.
414.
That might be worth an extra £5 just for me to get Dundee United in the act.
£414 back for 3 away wins a day, boys.
What to say, guys? If anybody in the chat is under the age of 18, you can't get involved in this.
Aye, and of course, when the fun stops.
Stop. Stay in control.
Stay in control, mate. That's exactly it. It's good that Rangers have got that involved in the kits because many betting sponsors just like to have their sponsors this size throwing the logo at you. Mm-hmm. You know, especially Chinese betting companies. They're just huge.
The Hib strip's good as well. It just says thank you NHS.
You think about how much money they're getting up for a shirt sponsorship.
Motherwell as well. Have gone for a charity. I think on the front of theirs. I can't exactly remember exactly what it is. But they've got a charity on the front of theirs as well. Because they were sponsorless for a while. I don't know if they're still with the deal with Paddy Power. They had to look the shirt thing. They've chucked a charity on the front of it anyway.
So it's a big day, of course. We've not really touched on, and while these games are getting played, I guess we'll very quickly go to it because I would feel unfair and biased if we don't. Rangers taking on Hamilton later on the day. Div, what's your thoughts going into that?
I'm confident, mate. I think Rangers will have too much for Hamilton. Hamilton, although coming off a good victory there versus Motherwell, I don't think they'll have enough to beat us. Coincidentally, guys, just need to mention this. There has been a wee bit of hodder in the Kilmarnock game as the linesman is getting the nets now taped on. So there was a problem with the nets and one of the goals, and one of the Kilmarnock officials are on taping the net.
Scottish football never fails you. Never fails you. And that's why we love it. That is exactly why we love it. Stuff like that. Effie Ambrose on the park today, hoping he'll score a goal. Well, actually, I don't because I want Ross County to win, so I win this coupon. It'd be nice if Stokes was playing the day, man. Stokes would have made this a wee bit more interesting for myself, but I'm hoping for a Ross Stewart-like winner or something. Yeah, that would be fantastic.
Just incidentally, I'm just got a team news here, right? I'm trying to figure out the St Johnstone team. They put it on Twitter and they've not even corrected it. In their team graphic, they've got Craig Conway down twice, so 2 different numbers, and they're missing a player, and they've not even corrected it. So I'm not entirely sure who the missing man is for St Johnstone.
So does that mean that Jeff Sterling's up as well as the St Johnstone social media guy?
Yeah, absolutely.
There you go.
And of course, people who are watching, thank you very much for joining in the stream right now. If you want to fire in any questions for the rest of us, feel free. We'll have a good laugh as always. And of course, at some point, I'll be looking to whip out the questions. I've been thinking of what to go for this week. I've been asking favourite pints, your meal deal selections.
We haven't done favourite pints, have we?
Aye, we did. We surely did.
I don't think we did.
All right, fine then. Favourite pint?
Nice big cold pint of tea. Yes, please.
Boys, sorry to break it you, but I'm not on the pints here.
Oh, dearie me.
So I'm going to say dark fruits here. A pint of dark fruits.
No, I'm a cider man.
I'm a dark fruits guy. I'm a cider guy, mate.
Dearie me.
Well, prefer it. In fact, I'm not getting into my alcoholic tendencies actually, because there might be people under the age here. But went for betting the alcoholic tendencies. I was just about to go through some liqueurs that I like.
See when you're going live and it says this is not suitable for kids. I've got that ticked. They should know.
There you go.
I've got that ticked. So do you know
there goes the monetization.
No, that's you can still monetize. Don't worry. Don't worry, we've got that sorted. Matthew Duff throwing in a question. Who's the best player in the league that is not from any of the old firm sides? That's Matthew Duff.
Oh, that's a cracking question.
That's a good
question. That's good.
I like. Since you seem excited there, David, do you want to fire off a start? You want to say Kevin Nisbet?
No.
Oh, a good ball swung in there, cleared away. Free kick.
That's a really good question.
Before you actually answer, just to remind everybody in case you've just joined, because we're up to 92 viewers. I think that's an all-time high for most people watching at the one time. Yeah. So thank you all very much. Just for the people who are wanting to know who's covering what, myself, I'm at the Tony Macaroni going for Livingston Ross County. Div is over at Rugby Park for Kilmarnock Dundee United, and David is watching the Battle of the Saints, St Johnstone, St Mirren. That's who's covering each game today. People firing their answers in the chat. We've got Michael McKenna saying Lewis Ferguson, Agent Bolly Bombscare saying Martin Boyle. Who are you thinking, David?
Well, Lewis Ferguson was one that came to my mind, but I'm not too sure. I mean, Lawrence Shankland's got to be a shout, no?
I just feel like we've not seen enough of him.
Yeah.
In this league.
The whole Scotland International is now. Yeah, it's a good point. Lewis Ferguson was actually one of the ones that came to my head in terms of like past couple of years. It would
have been David Turnbull, wouldn't it?
I was going to say that, Ryan. He would have been my pick, but obviously he's moved on now.
I mean, if I'll go first to make it easy, Johnny Hayes.
Wow, embarrassing.
Oh, chance actually for St Johnstone. Oh, a save, Jack Annick. It was one of the 22s. I think it was Callum Hendry who was in down the left-hand side. Low left-footed shot towards the left-hand side. Jack Annick tips it round. What a start to the season he's had, by the way. Jack Annick, he's flying.
Mate, unreal. What a signing.
I'd go with who the majority are saying in the chat. My actual answer, apart from Johnny Hayes. Did you see Hayes' goal last night?
Oh, yeah, cracker.
Oh, Wednesday. I was last night. What a beauty. My chance! Oh, he's missed it! Oh, he's had an absolute howler. It's stuff of Wilfred Bonney right there. Oh, Livingston should be up 1-0. I'm trying to figure out who actually took the shot there. I think it's... if I'm right, it should be Robinson. Robinson has missed an absolute... No, sorry, it's Pittman. Oh, my goodness. Ball comes in. Open goal. He's in the 6-yard box. He's put it over the bar.
Sterling?
He's Sterling that. He's put it over the bar. Livingston should be up 1-0. Ross County away with murder. But as I was saying, Martin Boyle, it's got to be my answer. Martin Boyle's probably the best player in the league, I would say.
Oh, that's a big shout.
Oh,
I'm not sure.
I feel like I'm inclined to go with a Hibs player because I think they're the best team with the old firm. So I'm going to go with what a lot of people are saying in the chat as well, Martin Boyle. I was so tempted to go with Nisbet. Or Nesbit, or however,
Nisbet, Jesus, I get so annoyed when I see Nesbit.
You know what? I said Nisbet, and then I looked in the chat, somebody says Nesbit, so Nisbet. I was tempted to go with Nisbet, but I think by the time we get to January, we'll be how he does over that time period, man.
I tell you what, sorry, I noticed at the start that Kevin Clancy was the referee. I knew I was going to have an entertaining afternoon as soon as I saw that. And there's a week coming together here, and I just need to see the replay of this, because when I saw the tackle go in, I actually thought there could have been a red card here. But he's actually given the free kick the other way. It's one of those, the two players are sliding into the ball. They just slide into each other. But it looks like the stud's up. The St Mirren player's still down. It was Jamie McCart for St Johnstone. St Mirren players weren't happy, but the free kick got given against St Mirren. So a bit of a bizarre one.
Have we got kick-off at Rugby Park yet, Div?
We have indeed, mate, but nothing happening as of yet. Ball's just going side to side. No chances here. 5 minutes in.
As we're coming up for the 9-minute mark here at the Tony Macaroni, if you're looking in your coupons, if you're a Livingston fan, you'll be very happy with how they've started the game. Livingston dominant in the opening 10. They've looked really aggressive moving forward. They are the only team that looks to be in the game. Ross County's backs are to the wall. But do you know what? Ross County, I think the story of their season has been, weather the storm and keep going. Later on in the game, they've been really good. So I don't think they'll have to worry too much. But the way Livingston are playing right now is what Gary Holt needs. And that is a bit of desire, a bit of passion to get the 3 points. And they're chasing every ball, pressing Ross County. They are looking hungry.
Craig Conway's just fired a free kick over the bar for Saints.
Somebody in the chat as well asking if Shanklin is playing. Still no Shanklin, by the way. Just putting it there.
It's starting to become a bit of a worry, that, because every week you think he might be back, and there's not really an awful lot of talk about it, but he's still out. So.
I was reading reports from Mickey Mellon. He says they were putting him through like a late fitness test to see if he was able to make the squad for Dundee United today, and he hasn't made the squad.
Well, I mean, he's obviously got some sort of fitness because he's in the Scotland squad, so I find it a bit bizarre that he's in the Scotland squad, considering he won't have played a game. He would have played one game this season, so...
I don't think he'll make it. There was also reports. There's a chance here, actually. Nicky Clark. Oh, great defending there. There's a wee bit of a mix-up at the back with the goalkeeper and the centre-half of Kilmarnock. Nicky Clark almost got in the end. He just a hopeless punt forward, really. And they just get away with it there, Kilmarnock.
People are still keeping up that part in the chat, though, where Ryan smokes. I haven't even mentioned it today. God, you keep it up. I'll be joking for one, though. So,
does he smoke, Ryan?
I'm a club man. There's only one
club.
Somebody was telling me you smoke the pink.
The pink?
Aye.
What the fuck's a pink?
I don't know, but somebody was saying that. I don't know.
The pink?
I don't get that.
The chat can maybe help you.
No, I don't get that.
No, neither did I either. But I even tried the Urban Dictionary, but it's nothing. Honestly.
Nothing. Not a fucking scoop. The pink. Jesus. Michael McKenna only smoke after sex. Not me.
Ryan won't be smoking much then.
Hey!
I was going to crack a joke myself. It's all right when I see it.
Beat to the punch. Right. Anyway, incidentally, last time I watched St Johnstone St Mirren, I was actually there. It was the last press game I did before lockdown, and only entertainment was Jim Goodwin and Tommy Wright shouting at each other the whole game. It was 0-0 and it was hopeless. So
obviously, have you ever been up to McDiarmid Park, Div?
I have, mate. Not for a game. I just did some filming up there once.
Ah, right, okay.
It's a dreek affair. You just go around a big roundabout, don't you? And then you go to this car park, like this terrible car park.
Tell you the first time I ever went. Here's a funny story for the stream. First time I went, I had to park at the front door of what do you call them again? Where do you get cremated? Crematorium.
Cemetery.
It's a crematorium. So we got there, we were running late. I drove us to, it was a pissing of rain, had to drive to Glasgow. The motor was full, 5 years of the motor, the Glasgow up to Perth. And my pal Caitlin decided to hold us up the whole fucking time. We're having to stop to go and fucking go to the toilet and all the rest of it. So we're running late and we pull up to McDiarmid Park around kick-off time, 7:45. And the place is fucking stowed, buses everywhere, can't get in, and they're all shouting at me, we want to see the game, I'm like, well, I fucking go here on time. So anyway, I drive up the big main road past the Police, I go, here's a crematorium, drive in, park at the front door, left the motor there the whole day. When we were leaving, I just remember fucking Police motors blocking the entrance to the crematorium, so I had to come out and, sweet talk my way out the car park. They must have thought I was at a cremation, but oh well.
Well, 5 F-bombs in that story, you've knackered the family-friendly sort of...
When you're live, it's a different story. It's easy to censor cell recording when you're live. Oh, no chance. 98 people watching. We're nearly at the big 100.
Scotland, get shared out, boys and girls.
Let's talk about it, because it's a big one for us all. As proud Scotsmen, it's somewhere we can unite. Scotland in the international break, what we're thinking heading into these matches in the Nations League. We'll start with David, because I know you like your international football.
Well, I say I like it. I'm a Scotland fan, so I don't really like it that much. But yeah, I tell you what, everyone's saying it's going to be weird Hampden being empty. Has nobody watched Scotland being at Hampden for the last 5 years? It's always fucking empty. I'm interested to see how they set up the squad. When we did our video, the squad seems to suggest to me that you might move to a 3-5-2. And I would love to see that. I've got to be honest with you, I would love to see it. I'd love to see us go with McBurney and Dykes up front and just whip the crosses in for them. That would be sensational, in my opinion. And also, if we do go with a 3-5-2, it'll get the best out of Tierney and Robertson. You play Robertson as wing back, Tierney left of the back three, and then you go with Cooper and Gallagher or whatever. I think I know O'Donnell on the right. I think that's a nice balance to that as a back five. And then we get 3 in the middle and 2 up top. And I think if you look at Ollie McBurney so far, we all know that he's obviously got something, because he's done well for Sheffield United. He's been hopeless for Scotland so far. But
done well for Sheffield. I can't. Where do you pull this myth that he's been good for Sheffield United for? He has turned up in the big games. I'll give him that. He scored against Man United. I think, did he score against Liverpool as well? He scored.
If you didn't interrupt me and you let me finish my point, you'd get to what I was going to say.
His return is 5 goals in 20 odd games or something.
But again, if you'd let me finish my point, you'd let me. So it's proved that when he does play well for Sheffield United, it's part of a front two. He's not a lone striker. He's 100% at his best with a striker next to him. So you get into this formation and get two up top, that will suit him better. You get someone like McBurney, up there with Shanklin playing off the second balls and stuff. I mean, it's going to be so much better than McBurney playing up there on his own.
You know about playing Dykes up beside him, considering Shanklin's
maybe. I mean, it's an option as well. But I think that, with the strikers we've got, Dykes, the good thing about Dykes is that as the lone striker, he will be perfect for that role. It's just, I'm not entirely convinced Lyndon Dykes is going to start, though, on his own. I don't see... I'm not totally convinced.
For me, McBurney's the number one for now. Whether you agree with that or no, I think Clark's made his mind up on that. I think he's going to...
His press conference is quite telling also.
Exactly. And he's absolutely right. I've seen him play live as well for Scotland, and he's not done he's not done well at all, has he?
He's playing in a different role for Scotland than he does for club, and
I'd like to. Can I just quickly point out a comment I'm a big fan of? I believe this is your father, David. David Buick saying the 3-5-2 brought Scotland great success for Craig Brown, and everybody slagged them off, but at least we qualified for Euros and World Cups. A very good point. I'm actually really excited to change this.
He's going to absolutely love that you've highlighted that, by the way. Yeah.
Oh well, do you know what? Shout out to the big man. I'd love to share a pint with him. Seems like an intelligent man. But no, I'm excited for it. Have some respect for the man that brought you onto this planet. But I'm excited for change. I'm fed up of the same system we've seen at Scotland for the last. Of course, we've seen the big changes. From Craig Levein to Gordon Strachan. Under Craig Levein, we played the 4-6-0. We had nobody up front. It was just complete defensive, horrid football. Gordon Strachan came in. I was a big fan of Strachan personally. I liked the direction we were heading with Scotland. I thought that we were... I'm buying. Okay, David. I'll get the money. Okay. But Gordon Strachan, I was a big fan of it. I thought that was a big change. But when you talk about Strachan, the one thing that was annoying was the consistency and his terrible squad selections and his terrible system.
But that was just typical Strachan, though. He was so stubborn. It took him so long to get Griffiths well.
I think with Clark, the fact that we're seeing this potential chance of a change on the park, a change in the whole system is great, and I'm excited for it. And do you know what? If that means McBurney playing up front, I'll throw my hands up there and say I'll accept it, because I'm looking forward to seeing something different.
I was just going to say, on McBurney, right? I think how low he wears his socks with his shin guards is just
by the way, I'm glad you brought that up.
That's a straight subbable offence.
Can I make
Jack Grealish gets away with it because Jack Grealish.
Hold on, can I throw my hands in the air? Can I throw my hands in the air and say something?
On you
guilty not a guilty pleasure, but unpopular thing. I think the best way to wear your socks is the way that Jack Grealish wears them.
Oh, nightmare.
Unpopular opinion.
I think you can only get away with that when you're actually on the money and playing well. Otherwise you just look like a dafty. Your socks up, man. What's that all about?
I like the way Grealish runs about. Can I bring up? Actually, this is something I meant to bring up at the start of the stream for Rangers fans in the chat. This might be very interesting. Not very often I talk about Rangers related stuff, but I'm going to throw it out here. Have you seen Nacho Novo's signed up for a club?
I know, mate. I don't get that. I don't understand. I don't know the ins and outs. Maybe he just wants to play football, get fit again. I know
off the back of a heart attack.
I know. I don't understand how that's going to work.
He can't be that old. Like, what is he? Is he 40?
42. I believe he's 42, David. But I don't understand. I don't know the team he's signed for it, and I know they're non-league in England, so it's going to require a certain amount of commitment for him to go down there and play.
Well, he tried to sort himself out and fair play to him. But
fair play to him, exactly. If it is for the right reasons that he's gone down there.
I'd like to throw out there, I've been enjoying Agent Bolly Bombscale's comments today. I think he's been a very good contributor to the chat, but I do disagree with he thinks Strachan's a poor manager. Strachan
did really well for Scotland, He did really well.
3 in a row for Celtic, man. Took us to beat Manchester United in the Champions League. And I've got another donation, ladies and gentlemen. £5 donation from Louise Hughes. Love the live streams every Saturday. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much, Louise. Thank you. Much appreciated. Brilliant. And I need to, if Aiden's still at Aiden, if you're still here, leave a comment, because I'm going to do what I do on my own channel, and I'll make people who donate a moderator. If I can. I'm not logged into your chat.
Just looking at the comments as well, and obviously we had Mr. Buick in the chat, but also there's a guy with the surname McKenna. Can we just confirm or deny that that's Scott McKenna's dad?
Do you want Scott McKenna in the Scotland team, is he?
Glasgow
exactly,
just incidentally, there's a comment there about Ryan Fraser. I think it's a really interesting topic, because I think on his day he's one of Scotland's best players, but obviously not got a club just now, not playing. I think Steve Clark mentioned that it's a bit of a nightmare in that, I don't know how he doesn't have a club yet, because the Premier League's starting in like a week. So what's going on there? I just don't understand it. Such a waste.
It might be.
If you think about like 18 months ago, he was talked about as like going to like an Arsenal or something like that, because he was on fire for Bournemouth. You know, so
you're spot on. You're spot on.
For Scotland, he needs to get a club soon as.
Incoming 1 year deal at Burton Albion. I'm calling it.
Burton Albion. Teams.
Him and Jamie Murphy doing bits.
Right, I don't know what minute of the game Div's on, because obviously he was a later bit of a wee later kick-off. Another donation into the chat. Oh, £2 donation from Callum. £1, 1 pence to Dave, and 99 pence to Ryan, please.
Yes.
That's poor.
It's only 99, son.
That's poor. Absolutely poor, Adam Moderator. But thank you very much. The donations are much appreciated. They all go to improving the channel. 20 minutes in here at Tony Macaroni. We're going to go through the stories of the game so far, and then we'll go back to taking up the points in the comments and just other general stuff. So I'll go through first. Games slowed down a lot here. Livingston have took their foot off the gas. Ross County now getting their way into the game.
Yeah, and he's freezing again. So that Wi-Fi,
honestly, he's got it. I can't believe he's activated his employee discount on the Tesco Wi-Fi. It's honestly embarrassing there, Ryan.
Is how bad is it?
Oh man,
I need to get Ethernet. My internet is actually class as well normally. It's because I've unplugged Ethernet for the PC. Oh, another donation. Oh, Matthew Duffin with a $1.99. Buy yourself some cheese slices. I'm going to do what I'm going to do for the next day. I'm going to get myself down to Greaves. I'm going to get myself a referee book so I can hand out the cheese slice.
Greaves are Partick Thistle's kit supplier this year, I think.
I've seen that. Yeah. But anyway, it looks as though Ross County could be the team to score first, but there's not really any indications of a goal coming anytime soon. Robbie McCrory's not really been tested. Livingston, as I said, took the foot off the gas. How's it going over at McDiarmid Park, David?
St Johnstone started to brighten the team. Saints, I need to stop saying Saints if I'm talking about either one of these teams. It's a nightmare. St Mirren are.
Hold on, I've got to cut you off. I've got another donation in the chat. $1.99 from Kyle McIver to help pay your Wi-Fi bills. Look, I'm telling you, it'll be sorted. If I'm finding the Ethernet cable and get it plugged in for the next stream, I'm not doing it now. The room's an absolute state. I would be doing on my knees. It wouldn't be a pleasant sight for you. You'd see my rear end sticking up. So let's just leave it. Let's just leave it at that. Anyway, continue on what you were saying about the game. Thank you to Kyle McIver.
St Johnstone on the better side. St Mirren haven't had a chance yet. You know, it's a bit of a weird one. We've all backed the away teams, but the away teams have probably started to slower in all 3 games.
That's right. And finally, how are we doing at Rugby Park? What minute are you even in, Dave?
Mate, I'm in the 19th minute, and it's more like a wrestling match than a football match at the moment. Kabamba's running about with a tissue, mate. I think it's a full box of tissues hanging out his nose. It's honestly a massive clump. He came, just ran into somebody or whatever, and he's injured himself, and then he's just ran into the goalkeeper as well and almost knocked him out. But I think it's kind of 50-50 so far. Dundee United have had a couple of almost chances, the same with Kilmarnock. But 50-50 here, so we'll see.
Ryan, I hope that's you in the chat, because it's not me.
Don't worry, mate. It's me. I've no auctioned the channel off to some Romanian bidder on eBay. Don't worry, it's fine. This is me. Do you not see me typing away now?
I can't do it. It's another corner for St Johnstone. They've had plenty of corners.
Oh, that's fine. You just stick to Specsavers and I'll stick to the football. 23 minutes in. Let's see. Let anybody fire in any talking points you want us to bring up during the game. And you're on your way to a wee Italian restaurant. What's your name of choice, boys?
Oh,
because a lot of people annoy. Do you know what? I'm not a big fan of going to an Italian's and getting a pizza. I must admit, I feel like it's a waste. I might get a pizza on the side, but I'll tell you what my favourite thing is. As Uncle Bryn once famously said, I'm a big fan of the gnocchi. Who's ordered the gnocchi? I love a bit of gnocchi. Beautiful. Tomato and basil sauce through it. Beautiful stuff.
I mean, I don't know. I'm again quite boring with these things, so I don't know. I mean, I don't mind a wee. I'd probably just have a pizza, to be fair. You know.
What's your toppings? But
I don't know, mate. Just again, pretty boring. I don't know.
Margarita, margarita, man.
No, I'd have a wee bit of something on there. A wee bit of something of substance on there. Not too sure though. Depends what's on the menu. You know what I'm saying.
Fair enough. Div, yourself, what's your favourite Italian dish?
Well, Ryan, I like to think of myself as a burger connoisseur. And I know burger isn't probably your chosen choice when going into an Italian's, but
no, I would not. No.
I'm the sort of guy that pulls up to McDonald's or something and I'm thinking to myself, I might be a wee bit ostentatious today. pick myself up
Ostentatious, what a word, man.
pick myself up something a little bit different, and then my arse absolutely goes as I'm about to order, and I just retort back to self and ask for a 5-piece chicken select. So I'm just the same in a restaurant. Do you know what I mean? I'm looking at a wee carbonara, wee barbecue chicken pizza.
I like a wee carbonara.
Aye, and then I just shite myself and I just get a burger. Not even like the chef's choice burger or that, just like a pure cheeseburger and chips. Not even a chicken burger, right? No, just straight beef.
Yeah, get Michael McKenna's comment up. He's absolutely nailed it. I am definitely a ham sandwich meal deal with ready salted crisps and a bottle of water. That is definitely me. Very boring, very plain, but gets the job done.
Nice,
you know,
nice, fantastic, boys.
I didn't think we'd be this early to be talking about the scran.
A shout though to talk about Italian restaurants, Little Soho in Jordan Hill. What a place, man! Tam Kevin got me on the bandwagon. Brilliant, absolutely unbelievable.
I'm seeing that one on your Instagram stories recently. You're always getting the scran in, aren't you?
I've been to help out and all that. You've got to take advantage of it, mate. Have you not been out and eat out to help out? Oh my God, beautiful!
I have a wee bit, to be fair. I have.
You know, you go out and
you not tell?
When the meals come round, they're meant to be 110 quid and you get it for about 50. Oh, unbelievable stuff.
I didn't even know anything about that, Ryan, until like last week when I went to the Subway and I asked them if the tables and that were open. They were like, and it's 50% off. I said, what? I said 50% off. Foot long, £3. Yes, please get that in my gullet.
Oh, we've got another donation, ladies and gentlemen. We've not got a message this time, but a big thank you to Stephen Colthart for donating.
What a fella.
What a lad. Thank you very much. We're rang up here. We're doing better on this stream than what we do in the Rival and 8 streams, God's sake. I feel like, do you know what? I must admit, since I've started the Talk Scottish Football with you, David, I feel like you've got a lot of people on the train that I'm a wanker.
I mean, I think that you're doing that yourself, to be fair.
All right.
I don't know. You're making it sound like a big chance for Craig Conway. It's been the Craig Conway show. This anything? Oh my God.
The big Dave, the old library and lodge in Arisaig's a crack me restaurant. Shout out! Do you
know what's a class restaurant? The Macmillan restaurant in Shawlands. Have you ever been there?
Never been.
Boys, you've got to go there. They've got a piano in the middle. They've got a piano in the middle and everything. I'm a dude playing a piano. It's unbelievable. It's a steakhouse, but I get a burger, obviously.
Does Elton John ever step in?
Elton John impersonations, aye. In fact, I would go as far to say this guy's better than Elton John.
Oh, surely not.
Speckier as well. So yes.
Oh, fantastic. You're a lovely lad, Ryan. Thank you very much, Asian Bolly Bomb Scare. Very much appreciated.
You're just fishing for compliments off the comments here. That's all you're at here.
I'm trying to prove I'm not a wanker. Anyway, back to the football. Somebody left a comment earlier saying if Lennon was to leave, who'd be the ideal replacement? I don't think we'll find ourselves in a situation where Lennon leaves. I've always been under... Oh, wait, big chance, Livy. It's been clear. I've always been under the impression that the next manager should be John Kennedy. But do you know how much stick that man's getting as well under this? I don't get... honestly, I think people have lost their marbles.
A John Kennedy transition in these circumstances would be a nightmare. I think for now, a lot easier.
Right now, it would have to be an outside choice. And we've got another donation as well.
Jesus Christ, there's more donation shout-outs than there is match shout-outs.
Kane 67 class show every week, lads. Keep it up. Thank you very much.
Superb.
That is fantastic. We have ad moderator. But no,
you need to take a mortgage out to buy these games though as well, don't you? To be fair, so you're helping the lads.
You're helping us, 20 quid at least to buy a game a day. 20 quid.
Oh my God.
To watch Plastic Park football, I can go to the Stepford and get it for nothing.
Yeah, it's all lighting up a wee bit here, by the way. We got a first booking about a minute ago, Shabola, for a professional foul on the halfway line. And now Butcher is just booted Kilty and got a yellow card in the halfway line as well, over 25 minutes in. I'm going to do something fantastic, mate. I'm going to do something absolutely
Incidentally, I said this about Callum Butcher last week. Every time I watch him play, he gets booked. And he's obviously doing it when you're watching him play as well. Him and Gary Dicker always get booked.
Well, I'm just waiting on Dicker. You can always count on Power as well, but obviously he's out with a hamstring today.
Aye.
That Kelly midfielder, they're so physical and aggressive.
Aye, ugly as well.
Yeah. Malumbu's back on the bench, incidentally. Malumbu's on the bench, yeah.
Malumbu back at Koala. What we think about that? Good signing.
But I had notes written up, lads, right? And see, just as I was about to say my wee spiel at the start, I deleted all the notes It was only an intro. It was only an intro, man. But in it, I did have Malumbu, obviously back to Kilmarnock. Big signing for them. He's on the bench today. Is this not about his 17th spell though? How many times has he got to leave?
Spell it, Kelly back. Really annoys me. You know what really annoys me? See when people say like, "Oh, he's came home." How is Kilmarnock home for Yusuf Malumbu?
Oh, mate,
really annoys me.
I don't know.
It's like when people go.
I never thought he got a fair crack of the whip at Celtic. To be honest, I never really thought he got.
I thought.
Oh my God!
I can see where you're coming from when you say that, but at the same time, I thought he was a bit of a lump for us. He wasn't exactly what we needed. He probably never really fit in, to be quite honest.
Oh, you don't need to get personal, Ryan. Jesus
Christ. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it.
There are so many fouls in this game, it's ridiculous. I haven't seen one bit of good football yet.
I'm the same here, David. Finley's down the now as well with an injury. I think it's a groin injury. It's not looking great. He's looking like he might not go off here.
There's a big claim for a penalty here, I think, maybe at Livy. Cleared away. Oh no, it's a head injury. It just went down. It's how is it you want me to say it? Is it Sibbald? Is it Sibbald? What do you want me to say, David?
Sibbald
just went down in the area with a head knock, but the referee is not giving anything. He's just going to go off the park for a wee while. Probably take a couple of aspirin and see how he does.
Finley's finish here.
Matthew Duff, if I donate 20 quid, will you change the YT channel name to Cheese Slice Football for a week?
No, absolutely not.
20
200,
quid,
I'll think about it.
200. You're chancer, you big chancer.
Yeah, this. I'm really upset with this game because not only has it been pretty poor, St Mirren haven't done much yet, and
right now I think all of us
had such faith in the away teams, and it's not really coming to fruition. Also, Stuart Finley, he was one that I thought might have been in the Scotland squad.
Better less than losing. Right, I've just photoshopped a bit of sheer genius, by the way, boys. Just photoshopped a bit of sheer genius. So whenever one of you get a yellow card, be ready to tell me as I go to the brand and add in a wee photo. Just one moment, please. So whenever we get a yellow card,
please.
So when we're in a situation for a yellow card, we will get the cheese slice on it.
Yeah.
There we go. Cheese slice on it. Absolutely fantastic. We'll get the cheese slice on it. We've got a donation. It's an American donation. We've got dollars. Where's that coming from?
Gaza?
Gaza's 46 ZS 4.99. I don't know if
that donation surely for me, Ryan and David. Surely
I tell you what, that's a controversial wee logo.
That's a controversial logo. But thank you very much.
Nice to see you, Paul.
Thank you very much. And nice to see you, Paul. But we've got the cheese slice alert, so if anybody gets one given out, feel free to let us know. I tried to donate now, but it's not working. I will try again. Don't worry about it, Agent Volley Bomb Scare whenever you can. Oh my goodness, my phone's went flying. I've probably disconnected again. I went disconnected again there, aye.
No.
I thought
there's a goal!
Oh, I've got a goal!
And it's
I've been donated 100 What is that?
Ryan, there's football to talk about here. And Kabamba is off the mark here at Rugby Park. We had a full scare in the last game that I covered with Shabola scoring. But Kabamba just buried a header in a full box of Huggies that are still hanging out his nose, by the way. I can't believe it. Honestly. It's a terrific ball into the box. I think it's Kelty. And it's crossed it in, and Big Kabamba's there. We are belted a header off the mark. First goal of the season. Continue. Knock has been gave to you. So I've probably about 10 pence.
Massive chance for St Johnstone. Dearie me, it was Tanser at the back post, cross in, left footed volley. He's got a score. And he's absolutely ballooned it wide. Dearie me, Saints should be up.
I've got 100 knock from Agent Bolly Bombscare. Thank you very much. I don't have a clue what knock is. Is that Norwegian or something? Knock to GBP. I'm trying to convert it just now to see. Norwegian krona. We've been donated £8.46. Yep, £8.46. What a man. Thank you very much, Agent Bolly Bombscare. It's all for a good cause. And that is lining our pockets. Thank you very much.
Fuck off, Brian. I'm just a guest. I'm a guest on this, by the way. The money is just fuck off me.
Dev's appearance fees. This is what this is covering.
I know. I've got to book it in. Got to book a place for you. I'll tell you what we've had.
Sorry, doesn't matter. Holding of some description.
Rob Holding, what you on about?
Rob Holding, what a signing he'd be for Celtic if we ever could. Here, KT says he's a ladder.
Aye.
Slaney wasn't very happy with that.
No, he wasn't, was he?
No, he was not.
That was too funny.
I'll tell you what, though, it has been for perhaps the 5th time in a row since we've started these streams on a Saturday afternoon. And I've loved it. It's been the highlights of my Saturdays. It's been even better than jumping down the town tavern at night. I'm loving it. But I'll tell you what, the games I've been handed are absolute stinkers. What a stinker this game's turned into after an exciting opening 10 minutes. Absolutely howling. Livingston look as though they're going to do nothing. They're just passing around the back. Ross County are chasing shadows. Nothing is happening. If you've got money on this game, you're going to be waiting a while. I say that as Livingston break away, and there's a big chance coming up here perhaps for them. And it looks as though it's going to get dribbled out of play. It's out for a corner.
Jesus.
Was that the Martin Waghorn classic, dribbling the ball out of play?
Oh, come on. Too soon still.
There we go. That's why we've got the answer. Great show, guys. Enjoying it from Rhode Island. Keep it up. A Rhode Island viewer.
Very exotic.
Rhode Island, New York. My goodness. Ryan, as we spoke earlier, Ryan 118, David and Sharpdiv to replace Thompson, Letitia, and Charlie Ridiculous. Only option, surely.
I'll take that.
As long as I'm Charlie Ridiculous, I'm fine. Ryan is a top commentator. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
By the way, to the American geezer, why don't we do an American tour, lads? I think he could put us up in digs.
I know.
Superb.
Go over there. I'm sure we'd do well on the East Coast. Would do well there.
Absolutely.
I think it'd be a cracking show. New York.
They'd be able to understand us. They really would. They would just. They would get everything.
Have you seen the video? The wee man walking about New York. Oh, what a laugh!
I've not seen it.
You look up on YouTube. It's brilliant. The wee man, he's in ICW, and so you might remember him for back in the day. Do you remember the Neds crew? I
thought you were talking about the wee man, as in the wee Scottish guy, the wee man guy.
Aye, the wee man, the one that's in ICW.
Oh my god!
He done the Neds.
Is he in ICW?
Aye, he's in ICW. Aye. Massive. He's in ICW, and he's remember back in the day, done the mad songs and all the rest of it. He was in New York.
Aye.
He's filming himself walking about New York, asking people stuff, and they just have no clue. He's shouting in the middle of the street, just nonsense. Some laugh, absolute laugh.
Well, but, a very angry Jim Goodwin's about to make an early change here.
Early change in the first half. Oh my!
He's not happy. To be fair, St Mirren have been honking so far. They haven't been able to string 2 passes together. I'm not entirely sure who it is coming on. I haven't seen it as of yet, but there's definitely a sub getting shown some instructions. Not been good for St Mirren so far.
No, it's not been good for any team here so far. It's really hard to pinpoint anybody who's had the upper hand at the Tony Macaroni. Livingston just look a wee bit lost in what to do when they get to the final third. Ross County, once again, I'll say, I think they're waiting to strike late. They're passing the ball. They're not really going for anything that looks ambitious. They're just trying to wear out Livingston, passing the ball side to side, and probably strike on later in the game. But they might go for something as we approach the end of the first half. Just time to see. But Livingston are struggling to break down the defence.
115 viewers, that's definitely the most we've had so far. So
thank you very much. Thank you very much. Absolutely great.
Just some good football to go along with it.
Mate, I'm just waiting to get a photo of Kabamba with the huggies in his nose so I can show you. Swear to God. Get the phone at the ready and everything.
Oh, mate, I'm just sitting here waiting for a cheese slice to begin it. Grado, big Grado.
That's going to become the new goal alert.
The goal alert, cheese slice alert. Should have it on my phone, so I can just.
Kevin Clancy's not a very good referee, is he?
I forgot the name of the referee who's here today. I know his face, and I can't throw out some referee names. David,
Stephen McLean, Andrew Dallas.
I think I've got Dallas.
Have you got Dallas?
I don't know. They all look the same, don't they?
Nah, I know.
They all look like fullbacks.
Wee Willie, John Beaton, Bobby Madden.
Who have I got again? I think it might be Beaton. I've got. No, it's not Beaton.
Corner at Dundee United, by the way.
Who is this clown?
After a good attack down the right hand side, Waters puts it out for a corner.
Callum reckons you got Dallas, so.
Is it me? It's got I thought it was Dallas, but when Div said he and get Dallas, I wasn't sure.
It might not be, man. It might not be. Bogus in the box. Back post. Reynolds gets on the end. It puts it in a good area, but it's cleared away for Kilmarnock. They might be getting a counter attack here. Brophy's 1-on-1 with it. It's really good defending there. Really good defending. And it's out for a shy.
Incidentally, you're mentioning Matt Reynolds. He's had an amazing start to the season. He's been one of the best players for Dundee United.
Really good so far. Yeah, him and Connolly have been good at the back.
Right, let's talk a wee bit about football before the 5 minutes are up to the half, because at half time I'm sure we'll have a good laugh with the comments, and yeah, I usually go for my Bovril and David entertains him, and Dave vice versa. So I'm going to very quickly throw out what is the opinions on Encham and Christopher Ayer. Should Celtic look to cash in and get them out of the club? I think it would be really, really big. Really, on the bad
side, just start dropping Scott Brown and start playing Encham. That would.
If we lose Encham, I would be absolutely gutted. But what's your thoughts, boys, on the situation?
I think if they get semi decent money for Ayer, I think they should get rid of him, because I think he's very suspect, if I'm honest.
You've got to remember he's only 22 years of age, though.
I don't know how much better he'll get at Celtic.
Fair.
By the way, before we continue with that, Gary Dicker's just get away with an absolute cheese slice there. He's come in. He's come in absolute Kilmarnock-esque with the studs showing, and he's shudded Nicky Clark, an absolute belter there. I can't believe he's not been given a cheese slice.
A cheese slice. I mean, he'd got away something for the red card last week. I was thinking the red card could be the red Leicester. No, that's a cheese slice in it. We red Leicester. Throw that in there. It's either that or a gammon slice for me.
Baby Bell.
Baby Bell, people saying that we need to keep Encham. We've got 1872 Jordan, and Cham's good, but Ayer is average. We had a few more, and Cham is good. Yes, don't play Encham, he'll go away. Encham looks like a top player. Michael McKenna saying Encham looks uninterested always. I think he's a talent undoubtedly, but the boy looks like he can't be asked all the time. There's been a lot of people saying that in the past, that Encham just isn't like Carson. I can understand it, but he's just undoubtedly one of the most talented.
St Johnstone, Callum Hendry, how's he missed?
It's a big miss. God. Oh my goodness.
Lovely play from St Johnstone down the left with down the right, sorry, with O'Halloran. Comes back to, I think it's Conway, whips it in. It's comes over the defender's head, and it's in the 6-yard box. Hendry's got to score. We've had
a situation like that here, of course, as well. Livingston should be up 1-0, missing a chance from inside the 6-yard box, putting it over the bar. Wilfred Boney type stuff.
To go in 0-0 at half time, absolutely don't deserve it, because they've been hopeless. St Johnstone had a number of decent chances.
It's been more even here.
Nothing.
I'm desperate to hold on to Encham. Really am.
I think a lot of the French players get told, don't they, that they're looking uninterested, but I think it's their style of play a lot of the time.
I think so too, yeah.
And Encham
it's the same with Dembele and Edouard.
Exactly. It's just the way they walk about. Do you know what I mean? They don't look like they're interested, but
I think Callum's comment there is perfect. 10 million for Christopher Ayer, I think it's a steal, if I'm honest.
I would agree with you, David. I think that at centre half, in a 2 especially, Ayer isn't great. He's not very good.
Especially when both the centre halves, Julian and Ayer, are both a little bit suspect, a little bit soft at times.
Yes.
I think Duffy would be a really good acquisition for that purpose. Just have a proper, no-nonsense, solid centre half in that back too.
I feel like Julian's a bit of a luxury player.
Big chance for Livy here. They could have been up by a goal. I think it might have got called as offside. But it was a massive chance for Big Kosh up front. Big Kosh with a header saved, though, put over the bar by Laidlaw. Ball sent in. Really good connection. It actually hits the bar. It's not a save. It hits the bar and goes out for a goal kick. Big Kosh nearly giving Livingston the lead in the 42nd minute. Livingston are looking hungrier right now.
Big Kosh, yeah.
Flynn Dalglish asking who's been the better team. Well, I'll tell you what, I did say Livingston look hungrier than now, but there's not really been a standout team. Opening 10 minutes, Livingston were much better. They were taking the game right to Ross County. They were pressing. They were running about like heedless chickens. Ross County have been very much wearing them out when they have the ball, trying to keep as much possession as possible and keep a hold of the ball. But towards the end of the half, chances flying now. Ross County! Oh, it's tipped over the bar. The big chance there. County can equalise. I said there's not really been a best team. Both teams playing pretty bang average stuff. But they are making chances now at the end of the half. Ross County coming close there. But there's not really been a standout side, I'd say.
St Mirren are really hanging on a little bit here when St Johnstone break with such pace by Hendry and O'Halloran. They're an absolute nightmare to defend against. And Jim Goodwin's not happy at all. You can see that. I don't think Jim Goodwin's happy at the best of times, but
Scottish Football Review is where they get my top. I got it on an Insta page. Do you like it, boys? Albert Kiddy.
I followed them actually. I followed the page you got that, because they're decent.
Decent, man. Top quality. But this one, because it's media, man, like obviously the material for this is they keep it as real to the original material as possible, and it's very different from a normal football top. This one's a bugger to get on because of the material. Trust me. But I've had plenty of tops from class stuff. Watching from Dublin, lads, love it, says John. Don't know if it's Northern or Nowlan, but thank you very much. Appreciate that. Really good stuff. Forrest is Doug Meter.
Nah.
James Forrest getting an absolute slating just now, isn't he?
Tell you what, his brother's not done much today.
His brother's not done much so far. Flattered to deceive a little bit so far, considering a lot of people were tipping him to do really well.
Disappointing. I thought I tipped him as the best player.
Ryan, does his brother have a neck?
His brother would appear to have a neck, yes.
Yeah, he does.
Appear, so
Nice.
he's actually got one, unlike Forrest. Or James, should I say.
Just
Mad
love the
that James
way.
Forrest is like the only winger in that Scotland squad, though, considering how bang out of form he is. And
I know.
it shows how lack of quality we have in those areas. Incidentally, did you see Ryan Gauld was voted Player of the Year for the Portuguese second division?
I did.
Was he?
I thought it was a funny one. I felt like it was clickbait. Do you know what I mean? I thought that he just had a
No,
class
so did
season.
I, yeah.
But I thought it was, though, still, because I was going into it thinking it was in the first division. It was in the bloody second division.
Yeah. So I can
Was he out on loan somewhere, or was that for the B team?
He was out on loan.
But I had been hearing last season he was doing really well. So,
but he was just non-existent at Hibs.
Was he at Hibs?
Aye, exactly. There you go. He
He was on loan. He went on loan to Hibs. That's correct. 6 months.
No recollection of that at all.
There you go, Davey boy.
Aye, that's right. That's right.
Oh,
John,
big save, Jack Alec. Oh, what chance! A shout for a penalty. Oh, Kevin Clancy's not giving it. Oh, ball into the box in the corner. Gordon heads it down. Lovely save by Alec. They go in for the follow-up. It's a shot at close range. I think it hits a hand, but Clancy's not giving it. Just seen the replay here. Ball into the box. McCart with the header down. Well saved by Alec. Goes back out to Gordon, who smashes it. It is off Richard Tate's hand, but he's so close that it would have been impossible to give it, I think. But St Mirren hanging on big time.
I like answering these questions because I feel like I like to give many people. Oh, big chance, Ross County nearly taking the lead right on the brink half time. Barry Mackay, Jesus. Billy Mackay comes flying over. Corner was sent in by Ross County. Billy Mackay gets in, gets a connection, gets away from his man, gets on, and it's an inch or two wide. Ross County really should have had that. It was a big chance. Need to see the Sports Scene tonight right before the break, and that will surely take us at half time. But as I said, I like answering these questions. I feel like helping people out. If you do want to go and do sports journalism broadcasting, I don't know whereabouts you're from. Don't go to uni. Get yourself into college because you don't learn at uni, man. You don't do anything. At college, we've been lucky enough to get ourselves put in press boxes. We've got podcast studios. We've got everything. It's fantastic. Get yourself to the City of Glasgow College. Get yourself to our college and do there 2 years. Then go and do whatever you want in uni. My pals went to do journalism at the University of Stirling. Rotten. All they done was sit in a classroom all year learning about the laws of journalism. Meanwhile, me and David have been out interviewing managers. I've interviewed Ian McCall and big Peter Grant, Celtic legend. David's been lucky enough to sit in a press room with Stephen Gerrard. For God's sake, get yourself to college and you'll be able to you'll be able to do it. Ryan, how's the love life? Says Michael McKenna. I'll tell you what. On that note, I'm going to go for my half-time Bovril, boys. I'll see you shortly.
Half-time.
I've still got a minute and a half in this game, mate, until 45 minutes.
Your nets were even tied up, weren't they? So
exactly, man.
Also, half-time here was shocking first half, though. Horrible.
Really? What's going wrong?
I don't know, man. I just think Mirren can't sing a pass together. They haven't had a shot, I don't think. St Johnson, I've not seen much of them this year. I saw them on the opening day, but apart from that, by all accounts, they've been very poor. But today they've created quite a lot. It's a strange one.
Big chance there, by the way. Dundee United a free kick in the edge of the box. They've played it nice and they've done a wee short one. Something for a training ground, David. They've crossed it in. It's got a flick on. It's felt a big fucking butterhead. Connolly. Big Connolly butterhead, man. He's just fluffed his lines. It's a good chance as well.
Big butterhead. That's a beauty.
He's keeping that.
Aidan Drennan wants to know, do we see ourselves doing YouTube in 5-10 years? Well, you're the man to ask, because I don't really do YouTube. I don't have a YouTube channel.
Well, you do. This is a YouTube channel.
It's a joint venture.
Yeah, but still. For me, I don't know, man. I've been doing YouTube for about 4 years now, so...
Yeah. Suppose you're at a stage now where you can kind of dip in and out of it.
Aye, definitely, but I think for me on YouTube, if you want to do anything, you need to be consistent, and that's something that I wasn't in the last 8 months. And now I'm starting to get back into it, firing out videos regularly and enjoying it. I think as long as you're enjoying YouTube, then as long as I'm enjoying YouTube, I can see myself doing it in 5 year time.
We said that last week. As long as you're enjoying your content, it makes it a lot easier.
Exactly, mate. And I'll still be...
Callum coming up big with a £5 donation. What a fella. Always in the comments every week. He's away off for a pint. I'm jealous, mate. Enjoy it.
Same.
Have a good one. I know.
Same.
I'm straight into work after this.
Oh, that's brutal.
I know.
I'm going straight up, watch the Rangers game. then back down and get a chance here. It's 2-0. Eamon Brophy in the shoulder of the defence. Dundee United players, in fact, are going a bit mental here. They're saying it's offside. I'll need to see the replay, but it's a left foot finish from Eamon Brophy. And that's it, mate. They've started with two strikers for the first time all season. Two of them have scored. Playing on the shoulder. That's what we've said. Brophy needs to do more.
Pre-match, Brophy would do. Yeah.
That's it. It's a long throw into the box. Dundee United managed to clear it. It's like heated tennis for a while. And then it's a big punt for Big Dicker. It's a knock on. Brilliant run from Brophy. He's onside. Left foot. Bottom. Right hand corner. What a finish, by the way. That's what he's best at. 100%. Brophy needs to play as a 2. He can't keep throwing him in as a. He can't keep throwing him in as a 1. Kabamba is a perfect partner, mate. And that just the proof's in the pudding. It's 2-0 to Kilmarnock. 2 strikers have scored. There you go.
Looking at that Kelly lineup today, there's such a nice balance in terms of like you've got 2 really creative attacking wingers, 2 strikers, and 2 proper hard centre midfielders who are just going to defend and win the ball back.
They're playing like it. They're playing like it as well. So there, Chris Buck's able to have less pressure. He's floating about. He's actually he looks even better today because he's no hugging that touchline. He's able to float a bit. There's rotation there.
That's what Kelty's got as well. We had it the farm. He's very much like he's not one that's going to hug the touchline. He wants to come in and get involved. So
what's the deal? That's half time, coincidentally. But what's the deal with Kelty? Because there was so much made of him. He broke into the scene and then he got loaned out. Now he's back. It's such a weird.
So he came to us in July of last year, and he was in film for 6 months. I thought it was brilliant. I really thought he was probably too good for the Championship. He didn't return magic numbers, but you can just see a player and you can just tell he's just got it like a level above. And I thought he was really good. And then Alessio got sacked and Alex Dyer took him back in January just to have a look at him. Didn't get an awful lot of game time, but Kelly fans rate him, and I'm not surprised. But he hasn't had a run of games really under Alex Dyer. But as you said, when he broke into the scene, he was supposed to be the next best thing. It's just not really came to fruition for him.
Every time I see him play, I always think the exact same. I think he's a player. And then he goes, and then you don't see him. He doesn't get a game for the next 2 or 3 games. I don't get it. At all. Maybe it's got something to do with historically in the last few seasons, Kilmarnock have been pretty defensive, so they're not looking to do this. But maybe they need to do this more against teams like Dundee United because it's working so far, and it's not the only chances they've had. It's been quite a good game, been quite an open game. Not a lot of clear-cut chances, but a lot of almost chances, if you know what I mean. So, Kilmarnock have got to keep this up for surely.
Well, Alex Dyer's been slowly getting under a bit of pressure. There's been a Kelly fan in here past couple of weeks who's not very happy. I'm a fan of Ryan. Guess what you missed, Ryan? Guess what you missed?
What I missed? Oh, you're taking the mickey.
The Wolf.
Oh, 2-0.
Somebody's put in the chat that Encham has left, says Flynn Douglas. I think
that's nonsense.
I've just seen that. Oh no way! I've just been sent something on WhatsApp. Ryan, he's off.
We've got another donation. We've got another donation. Hold on, then I'll get talking about it. £5 to Callum, right, lads?
Yeah, we've been through it, mate. Don't you worry.
I'm off to the pub. Have a good one. Okay,
mate. He's away to Porto. Ryan, Porto, £7 million.
Was this a plan? And
seriously, legit. It's just been confirmed. Ryan, that's mad.
Nah, mate, I'm not buying it, mate. I've went through Twitter and I've not seen anything, so.
It's on Porto's site.
Nonsense, mate.
No, honestly, go to your browser, type in www.penisland.com. No, seriously.
Brilliant, mate. Brilliant. I had a good question. I had a question idea when I was doing this there. So, let me ask you this, David. Since somebody was asking about journalism, what's your favourite story so far that you've liked up for the press spokes? Your stuff. What gives a story?
Eamon Brophy's 6 Rangers title challenge. That was probably one of my favourite ones so far.
A story like it happened funny, like make anybody spoke.
I thought you meant like a story you got from being at a game.
No. Like,
sorry, that was probably a bit unfair. I don't know. Ian McCall, absolutely stinking a snout.
Oh, you're still mine, for God's sake, man. That was mine, Ian McCall stinking a snout.
We absolutely hammered. It was my first press game. We hammered Thistle 5-1. Ian McCall came in and answered one question. Was absolutely stinking a snout and stormed off.
My favourite was getting up to the press box. It was just me and Alison Conroy sitting in the wee room waiting for them to walk in. And Ian McCall walks in, reeking a snout. I walk up to him, reeking a snout. It was a good meeting, man. It was fantastic. Good meeting.
Peter Grant is always dressed immaculately.
Good man.
Really nice aftershave, Peter Grant, has to be said.
And
I can't think of any other funny ones, really. There hasn't really been any funny ones yet.
Chick Young, haven't you, David?
Chick Young a couple of times, aye. Yeah. Chick Young takes up, like, see at Ayr, like, the press box is like, you notice the difference in some of these grounds. See, like, the Premiership grounds. Hamilton's is good, Kelly's is good, and then Ayr is like, it's like, there's like 4 seats. Like, it's just a nightmare. It's all wooden and it's horrific. And Chick Young was like taking up about 3 seats to himself, the grumpy old bugger. So,
about 85% of the stadiums in Scotland, you leave with piles, didn't you, after them? Honestly. Swear to God. I remember I went to watch a game at Alloa, and it's it's the weirdest. I don't know if you've been to Alloa in the main stand.
Alloa behind the goal.
See the main stand, though? It's a madness. It's like it's just like a chair, and it's just like concrete under it. But the ones that I was sitting on at the time were anyway. It was wasn't pleasant on the rear end.
Right, time for a new segment on the show, boys. Rate my mug. What are you thinking?
That's horrific, Pat.
That's all right, to be fair. It's all right.
But it's just very 2017 call that wants his mug back.
Michael McKenna's in the comments saying, "What's the weirdest or funniest experience of meeting a footballer?" I've actually got a few, man.
Oh, mate, David, you don't mind, mate. You don't mind, David. What weirdest experience?
Dev knows yours as well.
Aye, Dev knows mine as well. Aye.
Oh, holy smokes, I did. I'll chip in with my Greg Wild story then, night. I don't know if I've told you this one. I probably have. So, back in the day, I used to, after the Rangers games, go and wait for the players. And when I was a wee guy, and get them to sign my top and all that, and get pictures for my BBM profile picture of the lot. And there was only a few left to get, right? So, one of them was Greg Wild. When he was at Rangers, obviously. So I go up to him and I say, "Greg, can you sign my shirt?" So he goes, "Aye." And he goes to grab my shirt. What does he do? Fucking nipple cripples me. Grabs my nipple. He grabs my nipple. The both of us look at each other for a nano-setting. Pretend it didn't happen. And then he proceeds to sign the shirt. That was the last time that I seen Greg Wild. It was traumatising. For him. Traumatising for him.
Greg Wild.
Yes,
traumatising for him, slightly arousing for me.
I mean, mine's is of course you know mine, but I can't say it in stream.
It's like yours is becoming a wee Easter egg in this channel, and that every time his name gets mentioned, there's a wee.
I've got a Scott Brown story as well.
Have you?
I've got a Scott Brown story. So, back in primary school, playing for the school team, the manager decided to set up all different tours of the grounds. So we went and done Hampden, Ibrox, Parkhead, a lot, right? So we went to do the Parkhead one. It was when Gordon Strachan was the manager and Neil Lennon was the assistant or the coach or whatever.
Aye.
So we pull up to Parkhead and the team's walking out. So we're like, Jesus Christ. All the boys are getting photos with him and meeting them and all that. Strachan was brand new, by the way, to give him credit where it's due. Shunsuke Nakamura, wasn't he? He was fucking... miserable, but anyway,
he doesn't speak a word in the lingo, man.
That's it. So Scott Brown comes out, and Aidan McGeady must have been giving him a run up to wherever they were going. So Aidan McGeady's jumped in his motor. I think it was like a big Range Rover or something, and he's trying to drive away in the car park for Scott Brown. So Brown's just started legging it about this car park at Parkhead, right at the main entrance, trying to chase this motor, and eventually he manages to grab the door open and jumps into a moving motor. Aidan McGeady's and that. There you go.
People say Scott Brown can't run, can't move. Well, there's a story for you.
It did take him 45 minutes.
That's like Jackie. That's like Jackie. David Buick Senior saying I could tell a story about Junior, but he wouldn't talk to me if I did. Bro.
Well, he's away, so he's away. Get it in the chat.
Glasgow Rebel saying Ryan's story is 10 out of 10. My story is 10 out of 10. He knows it as well. Aye, good story. You know it, Dave.
Oh, mate. Does he know it?
He knows it. He knows it.
How?
He knows it.
Is that your mate?
He comes out of Tesco now and then, see him in Tesco and such.
Mad story.
Mate, mad story. It's one that will go with me until the day I retire, and then all will be revealed.
Yes.
Then I can say. But for now, I cannot chance losing my place in the media. Big question there. Do I think Eduardo will leave? Nah, thank you, Will. Do you think he'll leave, Div, as an outsider?
Oh, mate, I don't think so. There's obviously always a chance big money could come in for him. But if you're a Celtic fan, you would prefer to lose the two guys, in my opinion, in Cham and Ayer, because you could make up a fair amount of money for the two of them. Do you know what I mean? You'll not get the same amount of money you're going to get for Edward, but
there's not been any big teams linked with Edward, though, really.
The Daily Record,
Aston Villa and Leicester.
The Daily Record.
Aston Villa are a big team.
Aston Villa's a big club. Won their European Cup.
I've had this debate a couple of years ago. They've got a European Cup, man.
Aston Villa are a bigger team than Leicester, absolutely.
Oh, absolutely.
Bigger club than Leicester.
Without a shadow of a doubt, Dave.
Aston Villa should be a top 7 club.
But I'm not convinced that Odsonne Edouard would leave Celtic in this much of a historic season for Aston Villa. I'm not convinced.
The thing is, Edouard, I don't know if you
I do agree with it.
The Record reported yesterday, apparently Edouard's set for a new deal. Don't know how much truth's behind it. Need to read into it. Hopefully it's true, but...
Well, that was a story, wasn't it, for ages, that they were going to break the bank, offer him 80 grand a week or whatever.
How long has he got left on his deal, Ryan?
I think it'll be one year after this season.
Wow.
So
because that's right. That's the standard, mate. Like if he's going to leave and go to the Prem or whatever, he's easily getting 80 grand a week. So look, if you're Celtic and it comes down to money, why no? In a season as big as this, break the bank for one season, give him 80 grand a week.
Teams are coming out here at the Tony Macaroni, Ross County out, just waiting in Livingston now. But the thing is with Edouard, look, I would happily see if Edouard was to stay to the end of his contract and we got 10 in a row, I wouldn't mind not getting a penny for him. Wouldn't mind that at all.
Yes, you would.
Peter Lowell would mind, mate. Peter Lowell would be fucking devastated.
I mean, they would. But
David, this thing, like, if they don't get a new contract, look in my eyes.
Look in my eyes. Look into my eyes, not around the eyes, not around
a Greg Wild moment if you're not careful.
Look in my eyes right now. I do not care about the money if we win 10 in a row. I would watch him go for free. Henrik Larsson went for free. Nobody gave a rat's arse. I would watch Edouard go for free. There's the four. Hey!
Oh, unreal. Kelly are running a VT right now, where they're speaking to Lawrence Nicholson, who has just launched the Kelly gin.
Wow.
Every man and their
dog's got a gin these days.
Now we've got Cut Broadfoot in the halfway line modelling it. It's horrific scenes, it really is. I'm thinking about exiting out right now. But
gin has become like podcasts in terms of everyone's got one.
Aye.
Cut Broadfoot on the gin.
Right, we're just underway here in Perth for the second half. Hopefully it's a bit better in the second.
We're underway.
Whoever's controlling the scoreboard's got a bit excited and just put 1-0 to St Johnstone. I can assure you all that it's not, though.
Do you know how we were talking about there's a job up for grabs, obviously Jeff Sterling, the St Johnstone media guy?
Yeah.
There's got to be a videography job in the works available for Kilmarnock FC, because what I'm watching right now is absolutely nothing short of atrocious. Honestly, man, have you never heard of a fucking ring light, mate? Jesus
big chance. I tell you what, something odd just happened there. I believe, if I get my names right, it should have been Donaldson. Donaldson went and done a knee slide, like a double knee slide into a tackle there.
Okay. Is that loud? Oh, he's away. There we go, boom. He's probably answering the phone.
Oh, God, might as well be answering the phone. You back? How's the Bovril, son?
It's nice. I had to let it cool down a bit, but did you not hear my story about Donaldson there?
No, your budget Wi-Fi was cutting off.
Ah, right, okay. No, basically, he went into a slide tackle, but for some reason he decided to do a double knee slide, didn't he? He was like Shawn Michaels in the ramp at WrestleMania. I don't know what he was doing, man. I don't know. He had to, see, the worst part about it is he actually did throw his arms up there like he was fouled. He willingly put himself in a knee slide. I have no clue what he was doing.
There you go.
I would absolutely kill for a goal, you know that.
Dundee United are just coming back on the park here. Kilmarnock nowhere to be seen.
You're right behind this,
I think St Mirren actually made another change at half time. They made 2 changes now all in. Marias has gone off. I'm not sure who went off in the first half, but they've definitely made 2 changes already.
Here's a good question. Aidan Drennan asking, do you see yourselves doing YouTube in 5 to 10 years' time?
Well, Ryan, we've answered that, so let's move on.
Just actually sort yourself out.
All right, Ryan, they've answered this. All right, okay. Would I see myself doing it? I'd keep doing it as long as it was financially. No, I don't mean to say.
You're all about the money, ain't you?
No, but listen to me. This is what I'm saying. Like, right, I would happily still do it as a hobby. But if I had the chance to become a commentator, say for BT Sport, if that ever arose for me, I would do that because I'd be getting a full-time wage over doing YouTube. But if I was making more money off YouTube, then I would do YouTube over that probably, because I'd be doing my own stuff, enjoy my own stuff, getting to make my own content, get myself places with the money that I'm making off that, rather than, you know what I mean. I'm not meaning a money grabbing scenario. If I was making I'd still do it maybe as a hobby. If I was a commentator, I could be a commentator with a YouTube channel. Just need to watch what I'm saying.
Once you get into official roles within football as well, you're so restrained as to what you can do. There's no way Ryan could come away with half the stuff that he comes away with if he was a commentator, honestly. There has been a change here. I was going to mention it, but at the time we were talking about, I don't even know it, man. We've been talking about a lot of stuff, but Finlay went off injured with that groin injury I was talking about, and Dick Amona came on, so that's a beautiful name.
I forgot he's signing for Kelly.
Yes, Cleveland Dick Amona.
Dick Amona. Hearts fans are gutted to lose him. Anyway, there's also been a change here at St Mirren. Marcus Fraser's got off with a hammy. So that's the third St Mirren change already.
So just for the people who may be joining us in the stream for the second half, the second halves are underway. Livingston, Ross County is at 0-0. Kilmarnock and Dundee United is at 2-0. Is it 2-0?
Yes,
and
it
then obviously it's 0-0 in the Saints match as well, St Mirren, St Johnstone. So it's not been very exciting for me and David, but Div's had a good time. If you have joined along, make sure to drop a comment on what you'd like to see us talk about throughout the game if there's nothing happening on the pitch. And if you're willing to donate as well, much appreciated. We've had a fantastic amount donated to us in the first stream that has been possible. So thank you to everybody who has. David, how's it going in the start of the second half over at McDermott Park?
Much the same. So first sort of 4 minutes is much the same in terms of St Johnstone with all the ball and territory. Actually, could be a chance here for Watherspoon. Lovely bit of skill. Oh, St Mirren just kind of half got away, but it's very, very messy.
I want to bring up something we've not really spoke about, unless you spoke about it when I was getting my ball from my shortbread. Football fans, perhaps back in the stadiums in September, but what do we make of the SNP's decision to let rugby have a crowd this weekend, yet turn down the proposal of 1,000 people at Celtic Park? And ultimately, are we just happy to see that fans can be back in September?
So I think there's a couple of arguments and ways to look at this. In that Celtic approached the government on, what was it, the Tuesday or something like that, with an eye to the Saturday. So in terms of like the logistical side of it, in terms of preparing for it, I don't think it was that much time really, because I think these things are going to be a bit more complicated than probably people are giving it credit for. It's not going to be like we can just turn up, go through turnstiles and sit in normal seats next to our mates. Like, I don't think it's going to be as simple as that. So there's quite a few logistical things that would have taken some time, and it comes back to the old Celtic Rangers thing. Rangers fans wouldn't have been happy and all that. It's just so. Whatever. I don't think they would have done it. I think if they're going to do it, they'll probably do both at the same time. But also, we've got a date set in stone. I think it was the 14th of September. I think was the date. So we've already got a date. So I don't know why it had to happen this weekend. That was already ahead of the plan. So I'm not surprised they turned it back. I do kind of understand. Listen, it's a fact. Rugby fans and football fans are treated completely differently. That's nothing new. But I do think the uproar about it was a bit bizarre, if I'm honest.
But the first point, I think you're spot on, because I done my video talking about let's not get our hopes up about being back at Celtic Park, for example, because this is going to be far more. Hold on, is we giving a red there? Oh, I think there's a sending off here.
Oh,
I think there's a sending off at Livingston. I think Tremarco has just been sent off the park for Ross County. The camera angle showed absolutely nothing. They showed the tackle, and it was definitely a free kick to Livingston. Absolutely. Tremarco, then you get a spot on view of his face and him reacting. Yep, it looks it's a red card. Tremarco is off. Ross County are down to 10 men. It's not quite. It was actually a second yellow card, ladies and gentlemen. So you know what that means. The cheese slice alert. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. The cheese slice alert has been given. And there we go. You're laughing at Div. You're laughing at the cheese slice.
No, Big Butterhead Connolly tried to do an overhead kick. He's tried to do an overhead kick and he's hit the steward in Rosehead. Oh, wow. That was bad.
But in my video, what I said was, people don't understand how much complication there is when it comes to getting fans back in the grounds in these trying times, of course. Very difficult. And I think you're spot on with saying that, David. I think perhaps we haven't, given enough time. But the whole thing, it's annoying for me. We're talking about, perhaps it's no fair if Celtic get Rangers get it. Celtic were the only team that were bothered to put forward a proposal. So, in that point, it's not really like it's unfair. If Rangers want their fans back in the ground that desperately, there was a lot of Rangers fans greeting and celebrating when Celtic weren't allowed fans. We need steps forward. Rangers were putting.
There's already a plan. There's already a plan in place with a return date already. So
exactly right. I don't think it's getting to do with Rangers being bothered or not. Celtic have already showed with being refused that it was ill-timed. As David said, there's already a plan in place.
How can he justify letting rugby fans into the stadium and not?
Just time.
Well, I suppose that is. I mean, I'm no hot about it. I wasn't expecting. My expectations were rock bottom. I couldn't care. It's just genuine question. Like, why should rugby be allowed in football? I'm under the impression that Celtic Park and Ibrox will be far more restricted for a lot longer than the other grounds. And I'm expecting.
They absolutely will do. They absolutely will do. Like, I can guarantee you, I just got my season ticket through for this season. I will have a much more enjoyable experience at games than you will this season.
Oh, right. Nicky Clark!
The chance of you going is a lot slimmer than it is for me. I'm almost definitely going to be allowed to go now with the season ticket holders and space we've got in the ground. So, like, for the lower teams, it's going to be great. I'm actually kind of looking forward to it because I think come the first game of the season, we'll be, I'll be back at Easton Park hopefully.
Boys, Dundee United have come out like a house on fire here, or a steam train, whatever you want to say.
House on fire.
They've took off Pollock. They've brought on a striker and a pair, whatever his name is. Sorry, he's on. Nicky Clark has just had a big opportunity, which he's lashed over the crossbar. Does really well to take it down to his favoured right foot, but he is leaning back. It's over the crossbar. But positive signs for Mickey Mellon.
Big news in the chat for Michael McKenna. Breaking news: Alan Hickey has had his move to Bayern rejected. Is he still a VL? David, tell us what it's like to be a VL.
I'll tell you what, that's a good one. I'll give you that. I deserve that for the first half.
Exactly. You had a crack earlier, so right back at you.
Aaron Hickey, the Aaron Hickey one's bizarre. Like, I don't know where the Celtic chat came from. That seemed to be a bit of a sort of foundationless rumour. I don't think there was much to that, really, was there? But I mean, as if he's going to turn down Bayern Munich for Celtic. Like, I mean, come on.
I know. I never got that as well. Do you see the patter all week about Bolingoli getting further in Europe than Celtic?
They're still in Europe. I know this has been doing my head in. Actually, every time I see it, they're still in Europe. I know, it's been annoying me. Jack Watkins wants to know what qualifications you need for journalism. Not very many, because
if you want to go to college, just make sure
to have some sort of English
higher English. That's pretty much it. I mean, obviously, if you turn up with one higher and fuck all else, you might get knocked back. But as long as you got your English here, you should be fine to go.
The best one I see about Bolingoli was that he went on a snush run for Neil Lennon.
I was a big fan. I like that. I was a big fan of that.
Snooze, bro.
I wish he picked me up 400 Mayfair, 400 Marlborough Gold as well. Could have given me a bell, fuck's sake. Let's do a double change for Ross County about to happen. Reid and Mullen are making their way onto the pitch. I'm not too sure for who yet. The sub's not been made, but Reid and Mullen are about to come on. So
Josh Mullen's a cracking player. Very good player.
So they'll be making the recovery. I might just write it down so I know and get ready to be able to watch who's scoring the goals. I don't know who's coming off here. Somebody said, and here we go, the subs have been made. I believe Billy Mackay's got off. Yep, Billy Mackay is coming off the park for Ross County. So that's the first change there. I don't know who the second player going off is yet, but I'll keep you updated. Very decent start to the second half here. Livingston looking the better side in the opening 10 minutes, but it's the same story as the first half. Livingston were all walk, no talk. Will it be the same in this second half?
Hold on. Say that again.
They were all walk, no talk.
So, does that not mean you did quite well?
No, because
they're walking the walk instead of talking the talk. Sure, that's a good thing.
No, but
if you actually walking the wrong way. Is what
if you got that, you're all walking, they talk. No, wait.
No, you're all talking, no walk.
No walk, aye. Sorry.
All walk and no bite, Ryan. There you go.
We'll go with that. They're all talk and no walk. That's what I should have said. I got it the wrong way about. That's what I meant. As I said, champion Charlie over here in the East End of Glasgow, boys.
Did anyone see Charlie Mulgrew's tweet this morning?
I did. Was that a dig at Blackburn?
Well, I'm guessing he's been released. He's not very happy. He had a bit of a go at Blackburn. Blackburn fans weren't happy with him, but hey ho, he had a bit of a go at them. So is Charlie Mulgrew now a free agent? I'm a bit confused.
He must be.
I wonder where he'll go. I mean, Celtic could do a lot worse, I think, than bringing him back as an option.
Calm yourself right down there, David.
I think they could do worse.
Calm yourself right down.
What? What's happening here?
Are you telling me Celtic fans would and should be happy with the signing of Charlie Mulgrew?
But if you brought him in as fourth choice centre half, I think that's a very good signing.
I don't know. I love Big Charlie.
Good
gorgeous, brilliant character, fantastic player back 10 years ago.
Done
Look, no, he's no the way. That is a step backwards signing Charlie Mulgrew, and I won't accept any otherwise off you, David. I'm sorry, sir.
Well, you think bringing him in as a fourth choice centre half is a step backwards?
You're telling me he's got to come in and be a fourth choice? Neil Lennon would have him on the fucking starting lineup every week. He would. He would.
The issue then is with Neil Lennon and not Charlie Mulgrew.
Nice. I like Charlie
Instantly,
Mulgrew.
Callum Davidson and Jim Goodwin, I think, are probably the two managers in the league that would probably do the best.
Well,
job.
I tell you what, Livingston
They'll put
TV
it
is
in
having an
fine
absolute
condition.
fucking nightmare. Absolute nightmare at Livingston TV. It's been stuck in the 55th minute for a good 5 minutes now, and I don't have any clue. I've not got any idea of where the game lies.
It's because you know you're watching, Ryan. That's why.
I fucking hope no.
And he made such a fuss about getting that game this morning. He wasn't
I thought
letting me know.
Stokesy was going to play, man. And Celtic, very interesting for the Celtic fans who are watching, and 102 people on the stream. Celtic's next league matchup after Motherwell tomorrow will be Ross County, and which will be the first time in almost 10 years one of Celtic's away games will not be televised. What do you think of that, boys? Absolute joke, if you ask me. You don't know this?
That's a wild stat.
Absolute, and the first time in 10 years. And do you know why? Because
What
the
game?
Premier League's back. So we're not getting it.
Fuck the Premier League, honestly.
That is shocking, isn't it? Absolutely shocking. You sign a multi-million-pound deal with Sky, and they're not even having the game on the telly at Dingwall. There's no way for Celtic supporters to watch it unless it's through illegal streams.
What, Ross County got a pay-per-view, though?
Do you think Ross County TV is going to handle fucking 60,000 fans trying to buy?
No chance. No chance.
Yeah,
That'll be
point.
crashed.
I'll give you
That will
I'll
crash.
give you
I don't even think they'll offer pay-per-view for that game.
I wouldn't be surprised if Celtic maybe take it over or something like that and do a deal with Ross County. I don't know. Is
Well,
that
to be fair, it's not like
possible?
Celtic's stream quality has been very good so far either, to be fair.
No, I had a nightmare on Wednesday night. People were
Did
complaining.
it?
I'm lucky. Fucking hell, big time. I was lucky enough that I had Premier Sports to watch on, so I just stuck on Premier. And I've got the pass, obviously, as a season ticket holder, but I was like, fucking, stick on Premier, it's easier. Don't need to connect the computer into the telly and all the rest of it, so I just put on that. Literally every single one of my pals with season tickets were sitting moaning, asking how I was watching the game, blah, blah, blah. They were behind me. People weren't getting logged in all over the city of the country. It was an absolute disaster. Motherwell in 17-18 wasn't televised, I'm sure, Ryan. I'm sure I read up that it's the first time since the 2012-13 season that there's an away game not being televised for Celtic. That might be wrong.
But I think it's strange that you think the annoying thing about that stat is that this one's not. I think the mental thing about that stat is that everyone before has been. No wonder people think that there's only 2 teams in Scotland. Dearie me.
But you've got to remember, David, Celtic are the most followed team in the country. Celtic and Rangers are the most followed team in the countries. You can't exactly deprive hundreds of thousands of people.
Right, okay, but then if you could use that exact same argument when we were talking about the Champions League earlier, why you'd have the top 4 in England instead of champions because they're more followed. Do you know what I mean? It's, you know.
So I suppose there's a valid argument. I get what you're saying, but I think that, you know, the money is at it for the club. We are helping these clubs out to get them televised games. You know, that is the positive.
But the way the television money works now, it doesn't make a difference who's on TV. With the way the television money now is all put into a pot and split. It doesn't. You know,
all it takes is we Callum from Manchester to stick on Ross County versus Celtic one day and decide he's a Ross County fan, gets a Ross County top, 60 quid in their bank. That's what it takes, mate.
Or David De Gea when he's watching Stuart Kettlewell.
Aye, exactly.
I'm absolutely dying for a goal here. St Mirren, to be fair, are starting to come into this game a little bit now. They're picking the ball about quite nicely.
Michael McKenna making a very good point to you, David, earlier about the Charlie Mulgrew thing. If we're getting Charlie Mulgrew, we may as well get fucking Joe Ledley and Gary Hooper back and all. Ridiculous claim by you, Davidson. I'm ashamed of you.
You tipped Scott Brown for Player of the Year. I'm not going to say anything.
Is that going to be your comeback for everything this year?
That's my comeback to everything because
my player
of
the year's looking good, Ryan. Ryan Kent had a blister.
Well, I tell you,
he has been player of the year so far.
I said in the video, I'm going for Scott Brown as a wild choice. My actual shout was who I said. I think I might have said McGregor. As my actual shout, even he's not had a very good start to the season. But we've not really spoke that much. Chance!
Craig Conway's in. It's got to be. Oh, what a challenge, Richard Tate.
Handball.
St Johnson, the counter attack.
Handball done at Rugby Park. I was actually going to come to Rugby Park because I want to hear what's happening. There's not been much you've been saying, Dev. So how is it going at the start of the second half?
Dundee United still on top, mate. Nicky Clark doing some work down the right hand side. He goes to cross the ball into the box, and there's a flailing arm behind the Kilmarnock defender. It could have been very well a penalty. I don't know if the only problem is it was a bit close. That's the only thing, but it is getting into a dangerous area, so I'll need to see if there's a replay. And that's it.
There you go.
I've got some team news from New Douglas Park, and it is Barker, Kent, and Roof as a front three. Incidentally, there's no Itten. Hadji's in for Itten.
Interesting. I like to touch on this because I never really go to see anything.
Morelos is on the bench.
What do you think of Roof? What did you think of Roof and Itten last week? What's your first impressions, Div?
For me, Eaton scored a lot of goals in Switzerland. I was expecting a wee bit more from him because fitness-wise, if you look at Balogun, the Rangers centre-half, who's came in, that was playing with Wigan.
It's a goal for Tony Macaroni. Livingston have taken the lead from a set piece. It was swung in and it's been headed into the back of the net. Livy 1, Ross County 0. Gary Holt has a massive smile on his face. The bus driver. I'm waiting to find out who actually got the final connection on that there because it was a tussle. It looked like it could have been an own goal, but I think it is going to go down as a goal for Livingston and not an own goal. It is 1-0 though. I can confirm that. I think my stream might be behind, and it's Guthrie who puts it in the back of the net. The centre half free kick.
He's my fantasy team. Yes, please.
He rises above, and it is officially a goal over here. 1-0 to Livingston.
Oh, well, I've just seen a replay as well. The player in question for a handball was Dick and your mother. I mean, for fuck's sake, Dick Amona, the player in question there, lads. It's a hard one for me. It's really close. His eyes are only on the ball. It doesn't look intentional. I think it'd have been harsh for a penalty to be given there.
Oh, that's a kick out there. We could be getting a red card here. Ladies and gentlemen.
Another one.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's not a red card, but I can safely say the cheese slicer out. The cheese slicer. Look, Tim's even got one there. Cheese slicer alert. Fantastic. Brilliant stuff. It's a yellow card that's been given out for Gardyne of Ross County. That was terrible. Marvin Bartley's no happy at all. He's having words with Gardyne. The referee's trying to take him away from the situation. But no, it was quite poor for Gardyne there. A bit of unprofessionalism. You don't like to see it at the park. Ross County starting to throw their toys at the pram. But there's only one thing I can say about this game. If you're watching anybody at Livingston TV, get the fucking scoreboard and time back, please, because I don't have a clue where we are.
That'd be great, eh?
Oh, it'd be fantastic.
But I just on Roof and Eaton to pick up on that again. I think Eaton's, or Eaton, I don't even know how to say his name. His work rate was decent for Rangers, but his end product wasn't there for me for a guy that's already been playing. If you compare him to Balogun, that was already playing at Wigan. Roof's movement was awesome for his goal. Took it really, really well. He had a chance just before with his head, so no surprise for me that he starts again, and hopefully he can get another cut of goals.
Fair play. I seen a tweet earlier that somebody says Steven Gerrard would have looked a fool if he was to play Morelos. Would you agree with that, Cliff?
That's a bit strong.
Maybe a bit strong, I would say. But definitely for team morale, for a guy to drop completely out the squad and to have all these rumours going about him, and then for Roof to have went in last week and scored in a victory, for then to drop Roof would have been a bit silly. I do think that. But there was a lot of people saying it as well. Even your hero on the Super Scoreboard was saying it. That he should start. Big Shuggy was saying, Becky Tube was saying that he should start. But for me, team morale-wise, Roof was going to start.
I thought it was a bit interesting watching. I thought Roof was the better of the two, but it kind of played off the right, it seemed like, especially the first half.
Kabamba with a chance there. Right-footed shot, a great save from Sear. Jimmy Bell had a nightmare last week, didn't he?
Jimmy Bell had a nightmare. He came off. I don't know if I'm flattered or offended by that top Scottish football bet on Super Scoreboard. I do appreciate it, but nobody tops Big Shuggy, did he? Nobody tops him.
I never ever listened to it, so I couldn't really comment.
Incidentally,
we're looking for goals here in Perth, and Callum Davidson has turned to the main man, Stevie May.
Stevie May's on the park.
If you want
has gone off.
That's fair enough. Stevie May does bring something to the game, doesn't he? There's no denying that.
Yeah,
lovely hair, luscious, long. Do I have a pal who I like to tell a funny story? It's not that funny, it's just a story. My pal who calls himself a Rangers fan, right? So when Rangers were liquidated and all the rest of it and sent to League Two, he decided that anyway, when they were done all that, blah blah blah, he decided until they were back in the Premiership, he was going to support St Johnstone, and when they won the Scottish Cup, he was running a bit with a Stevie May shirt.
Wow, that's embarrassing.
Now he's a Rangers fan again.
The Rangers fans
he's out of jail for that.
Aye.
We pass him on to the St Johnstone fans.
Absolutely one for the watching.
There's one for the watching us. You can say that again.
Oh well, he's away.
So I'm really. This is the worst game I've had since we started these lives. I think there's not even a sniff of a goal at this point. Although saying that, Bika was almost in there. Well, Bika's been so quiet today. Just no real service to him, but they take it off Marias, who was closest to him, and he's had nothing in the second half. Callum Davidson will be so disappointed if St Johnstone don't get a goal, because they do deserve to be in front over the balance of play. I don't know what Ryan's up to.
And my game as well, for all that I've been slagging Big Butternut, he's looked very dangerous from set pieces. In Dundee United, they've got a corner right now. It goes out of the box, and just to say that, it's the worst out the lot. It gets cleared at the front post, doesn't beat the front man. But I think if Dundee United are going to get back into this game, it will be from a set piece. They are getting plenty of free kicks and corners at the moment.
Sorry, boys, just had to go for a wee bit of a busk there. A wee busk guy out there. Get my money for the night, A wee sing song at the streets. Where's all my good girls? Stevie May. I was sitting out the street like that. So Stevie May is wonderful.
There's a brilliant bit of footage here from McDowell Park where they just pan to like a corner of the ground where you can see in, and there's just 3 Polish at the top watching the game. There's no fans. There's just 3 Polish at the top watching the game. Super.
Oh boys, we have got a cheese slice.
Oh, have we got a cheese slice? We got a cheese slice.
Oh my god!
Kabamba.
Kabamba's I got a yellow card here. That is he's on the ball. He takes the boy on the ankle. It's a horror. And I've just noticed as well, Kabamba, he's not got the Huggies in his nose anymore. He's got the chewing gum in the nose now. So Ryan's froze.
Kean 67 with a really good question. Get your cheese slice away.
He's actually got a real cheese slice, but I've got a post-it note, mate.
I've got nothing that would work. I don't think.
I just looked up at the table to see what was happening.
Really good question about Kean 67, which I think is a really interesting one. What player is the most disappointing? What could have been at your respective clubs?
Oh God,
Dev, hit me.
20.
What could have been what could have been player you've had at Rangers in your time supporting?
Do you know what? It was almost.
That is a great question.
It was almost Barisic, but the way that he's turned that around, mate, just with one kick of a football versus St Mirren with that free kick is just unbelievable. It was almost him, somebody that, But I'm thinking the other players. I don't know.
Oh, Celtic has been far too many.
Do
you know what? Do you know what's one of the biggest ones? At Celtic? Charlie Musonda.
Yeah, that's probably the biggest one.
Absolutely buzzing when we signed him. Then he went and stepped up against Zenit St Petersburg, got the assist to Callum McGregor, looked dynamite, played against Kilmarnock, was absolutely bullied, never seen him again.
Yeah.
So for us then, actually, in recent, I would probably go with Eroy's Grezda then, because we signed him for $2.5 million. I remember making a video on him, and there was hundreds of people commenting on it for Osijek saying, by the way, if you think Barisic is good, wait till you see this guy. And he was absolutely, for Albania, he was absolutely atrocious, mate. He was god-awful. You could tell he had something about him, but I don't know if he thought he was too big time or what. And he wasn't what he thought he was, in my opinion.
Just seen Michael McKenna say the same thing as me and McConda, saying I stole everything he said. I never actually seen. I was like in the comments. I was watching the game. Musonda's easy. It's an easy one, I would say.
Oh, I stinking. Yeah. He's about 20. What did you see? Like 22, 23, and he's hardly played a senior game of football. He's still playing for.
There are so many young players like that.
Look at Big Marvin Bartley go. You think, Big Marvin Bartley. You think he was Usain Bolt there? The way he went, took the ball round the fullback, keeps marching on, sprinting full pelt.
Goal! Stevie May!
Oh my God!
It's actually Stevie May.
Lovely ball on the left-hand side. And it's a lovely goal by Stevie May. Great striker's goal. Ball on the left-hand side. It's Conway who fires it low across the goal in the 6-yard box. Sliding in Stevie May. Puts it past Jack Cannick. And it is 1-0 St Johnstone.
Yeah, by the way, we all backed the away teams the day I put the 3 away zone. The 3 home teams are winning. It's went well, hasn't it? Big turnaround needed in all 3 games.
Tell you what, it's lovely from Stevie May because initially he knocks the ball down to Wotherspoon, fires it out to Conway. Conway beats his man. Lovely left foot cross in. May sliding in to knock it home. Really good goal for St Johnstone, and they deserved it, it has to be said.
Well, there you go. What a goal scoring return from the boy. We all doubted him in his abilities, but
if they can hold on to that, what a result it would be for Callum Davis and St Johnstone today.
I mean, St Mirren have been honking. They deserve nothing from this.
Deserve nothing?
No, they don't. They've been absolutely dreadful. I mean, it's the worst I've seen so far this season.
Tell you somebody who I think has been outstanding in this game. You've spoken up, David. The boy in the middle of the park for Dundee United, Harks,
yeah, really good player.
Mate, honestly, on the ball, he's unreal. He's doing bits at the moment. He's
so much energy as well. Good ball carrier.
He's controlling this second half, so he is.
Is Declan Glass getting near that Dundee United team? Or see how he back
at I doubt it. Nah. He's on the bench every week, but I'd imagine he'll go back out on loan.
There
you go.
He played against Sheffield United. You see, they had a friendly with Sheffield United midweek. They got abandoned at half time for the rain.
Who, Dundee United?
Yeah. The second team. So I think the plan was that Shankland was going to get minutes and he wasn't fit, so they just played the reserves.
Oh, poor.
But so they're going to have to show something now to try and get a wee result out of this one.
There's a wee chance there down the right-hand side. Brophy, they were breaking in on like a 3-on-1 and he's put in a terrible ball. That would have been to finish the game as well.
Well, substitution being made here. Gardine's gone after using up the list of their subs. Kelly's coming on for Ross County. A couple of other subs get made. That's all 5 being used. Tilson also coming on for Ross County. And the final substitution as well, just finding out who it is here as the camera pans. It is the third and final one. I'm not even too sure who it is. It's making their way onto the park. Can't see. They literally, the camera angle showed you a split second of his face. I have no idea what he looks, who it is. Not a split second. I'm trying to find out for you now. I believe they've brought on Ollie Shaw. Ollie Shaw's coming on. That's what it is.
Tell you what, Stevie May has injected so much into the St Johnstone performance. He's been a real difference on the ball yet again, making things happen. He's looked really good since he's come on.
15 minutes to go around the grounds. We've got Livingston up 1-0 against Ross County. We've got St Johnstone winning 1-0 against St Mirren at McDermott Park, and Dundee United are down 2-0 at Rugby Park at that game there. And what was
a Dundee United goal now would make the rest of these games finally poised for the last 15.
Yeah, really gives these results today give the league table a good shake-up. Big results.
Yeah, I tell you what, every game is this. I think the real cool aspect of this season, as we've talked about before, that battle for the 6th place, which is now becoming a battle for 5th and 6th, and how bad Motherwell have done. But there is so much up for grabs this season. It's going to be a fascinating season up and down the table.
Of course, we have to end rather promptly when the stream ends because, of course, you have to get yourself into work. So we'll talk about it now. We'll go into it. Celtic Motherwell tomorrow. We've also got another game to talk about. We'll talk about that later on before we end the stream. Celtic Motherwell tomorrow. Neil Lennon undoubtedly needing a big result. Needs to get a lot of the fans back on side. I'm sure it's not going to be an overnight thing. I'm sure it's going to take more than just one game. But we've talked about how he needs to make the changes. Tomorrow, Motherwell come in with horrendous league form. Should this be easy enough for Celtic, or do we see them struggling again, David?
Ayeti absolutely has to start for me, but I don't think he will. If I'm honest, I think it'll be the same team again.
Honestly,
the only change I think we'll make will be Frimpong. I think he'll come back in.
I think we're finally going to see the 3-5-2, David.
So how does that work? Because I don't think Edward's not playing. So
I think we're going to see El Yunusi up there with somebody.
It could happen, mate. It could. It's also potentially a gamble to change straight away to the 3-5-2 because the players haven't been playing it, and it's a massive game. For me, I think 3-5-2 is the best formation for you. We'll just need to wait and see. Obviously,
if he goes 3-5-2 and starts either Klamala or Ayeti, it looks like he's bound to pressure, and Neil Lennon's not the type for that to be the case. Like he's so stubborn that he's not going to do that. I just can't see it at all.
I think Celtic will be kind of cagey as well. The last thing that they want is Motherwell to score an early goal or whatever, because that's just going to keep all sorts of pressure on them, man. So,
a question I want to ask you, Div. Finish off with what you were saying if you like to first.
No, you go. I finish.
Of course, me and David talked about this on the podcast midweek when we uploaded. If you've not seen it yet, go back. I mean, a wee bit out of date now considering the games have started, but a lot of good points made, good laugh as well. Me and David were talking about Turnbull leaving Motherwell, and we both brought up an interesting point. We brought up an interesting point, and that was, this will hurt Motherwell. They're losing their best player, which has already been a disastrous start to the season. But is there a possibility that Motherwell won't be affected as badly because he missed the entire of last season? and they finished third. Do you think it's as bad a loss as what some are making out to be?
I think it's a huge loss. I think if you watch Motherwell, he's undoubtedly head and shoulders above the rest
So for
of
£3 million quid though, for Motherwell.
No, of course, £3 million quid is a great deal for them. I think it's a big loss, but also it might not be as negative as we think, because last season, because they didn't have a player like him in their team, individually they were able to step up better, I thought. Some players were able to take more responsibility, and that's maybe something that's been missing so far at the start of the season. I mean, when you watch the Hamilton highlights versus Motherwell, it seemed like there was only one man on that pitch looking to do something. It was David Turnbull. He was shooting from outside the box. He was the guy making all the runs. So maybe this will be the kick up the arse that the Motherwell players are needing to step up and not be relying on a player as gifted as he is. So there you go.
Fair enough. Good point.
Very good point. Actually, thinking about it, he might go straight in on Sunday.
I think I would actually.
Because it's not like he's not he's talking about someone who's up to speed. His type of game in terms of lots of the ball, chances to create, leading goals from midfield, it could be a perfect debut for him.
I would add in, but I've touched on my channel. Finally, because we've only got about 12 minutes left and there's not much to happening, feel free to cut in and if anything happens in your games. But we've got Hibernian taking on Aberdeen, a big game tomorrow. Two of the sides will be fighting for third place come the end of the season, you would imagine. I mean, for the way it's going, Hibs might be fighting for first place, we don't know. But David, start with yourself. What are you thinking about tomorrow?
I think it's going to be a real... You know, I've got a funny feeling Aberdeen are going to get 3 points tomorrow. And the reason I think that is just because it's just in their makeup to just scumbag their way into this competition for third place. You know, they've had a couple of good results. They've had, 3 good results since they've come back from their hiatus. And yeah, if they can get a big chance actually with St Mirren, just speaking here, they're starting to get more lively, St Mirren. But yeah, I've got a funny feeling Aberdeen will get something. And it's a big test of Hibs' third place aspirations that, you know, Aberdeen are one of the sides that will definitely be challenging for it with them. So it'll be interesting. But I do fancy Aberdeen.
Efe Ambrose looking like Lionel Messi there, but the passing ability of Jack Hendry, unbelievable stuff there. Big game. There's a point I was actually want to bring up, and I can't remember what it is, and I don't even think it was necessarily about that game. I just went, it was football related. I can't mind. It's went out my head. I guess we'll just move on. Big chance, Levy. It's cleared away by Ross County, but it's came right back. It's out for a corner for Livingston. Ross County are right now showing no hope of getting back into this game. Livingston are keeping the pressure on. You'd think that after taking a 1-0 lead with only 10 minutes left of the game, they would sit deep and soak up the pressure. But no, they're going for it. They're taking the game to Ross County. And Ross County look like the team that are trying to defend a 1-0 lead just now. But Turnbull,
because just had an first shot on target from John Obika this afternoon. He's been so quiet. It's really tame though. But St Mirren are starting to look a little bit more lively, but might just be too little too late. Only 10 to play.
Right, boys.
United have been on top as well here. So they have been on top for a majority of the second half.
Last question of the day as Livy take off Big Kosh. Last question, and that is, you're going on a desert island and you're only getting to take 3 people with you, but the 3 people have got the football related. Who are you taking?
Jeez, right.
Don't know. That's a really good question.
I'd be taking Bertie Auld. He's gone down as one of them. I've got to take Neil Lennon to share the snuss with. And so I'm taking Bertie Auld, Neil Lennon, and you know what? I'm taking Slaney. That's my 3.
That
but are you trying to...
Absolutely horrific.
Ryan, are you trying to survive, mate, or are you just trying to have a good time and you're dying embers? Because
mate, I realise if I'm on a desert island, I'm gubbed. So I may as well go with a bit of a laugh.
My thought process was survival. So I'm taking Jordan Henderson because he could run all day. Like he could do a shift to try to get us out there, with everybody else on his back, right? So with that logic, then I'm going to go with the other 2 being as light as possible because I'm a fair fucking weight, right? And we're on Jordan Henderson. We're on Jordan Henderson's back here. So I'm going to go with who's a skinny bastard?
Kyle Lafferty.
Billy Gilmore. He's there.
Billy Gilmore.
He's in there. Do you know what I mean? He's got great vision as well, so he could be at the top, just try to find a way out. And finally, oh my God, Kabamba's in.
Is there a chance here?
Kabamba, it's 3-0. Kabamba! It looked like he had an absolute age to make up his mind there. There was a big mistake from the Dundee United defender. He slipped on his arse. Kabamba's left him with egg on his face. What a finish. It was one of the ones where he's just staring at the goalie, which seemed like an eternity, and he slotted it in the back of the net. It's Big Butterhead! Oh my God! It's Butterhead Connolly that's messed that up. I can't believe it.
Goodness.
He's had a murder day. Unreal. But anyway, who else is... Oh, aye. Wee Willie.
Wee Willie?
Aye.
What,
Wee Willie Collum.
Wee Willie Collum. You're taking Wee Willie Collum, the RE teacher, with you?
Absolutely, because he's about 3 stone. He's about 3 stone, mate.
Say a few prayers on the way out as well.
There you go, boom. That's my fee. I'm surviving.
David, who are you taking with you?
I don't even have the energy to come up with 3, to be honest.
Oh, you're a
right. Well, I was going to go on a similar tangent to Dev. So instead of Jordan Ensign, I was thinking James Milner because he's the fittest man on the planet. So he would be one. I don't know, to be honest. I kind of want a bit of a laugh while I'm out there. I mean, I don't really fancy myself much of a survivor anyway. So I don't know. It's a really tough one.
I think, you know what, there's no chance of getting off this island. I'm going to have a laugh. We'll have a good few stories. Me and Slaney will have the guitar out, have a good sing-song. Betty Auld tells a good story. Me and Neil Lennon, like, romantic.
Oh, what a save, Jack Annick, yet again. Dearie me, this man is on fire at the start of this season. It's Matt the man over the effort. Tipped over by Jack Annick, corner for St Johnstone. But yeah, they are St Mirren are really open in the counter-attack now.
Me and Neil having a romantic fag at the end of the night down at the beach. I think it could be a fantastic. I'm going it with a bang. You might want half, but I'm dying there happily, to be honest. So you're taking Milner on who?
Oh, I don't know. I really don't know.
So you and James Milner alone, eh?
Yeah. Nice cup of tea at least.
Jesus. You know what you are? You're a bore, mate.
I can't even think of anything funny to say, to be honest.
Ryan, you've got me thinking, mate. You've actually got me thinking. I want to kind of have a laugh as well. So I'm going to substitute out Wee Willie for another guy with a similar physique to him, and I'm taking Grado. He's getting subbed in.
How's he football related?
Well, he done that football point.
Exactly, there you go. Aye, he's in. He's in, mate.
Fair enough. Well done. That's good. I like that. Fair enough. Well done, boys. That was a good wee segment. 5 minutes to go on the clock. Livingston are looking like they will win. Ross County's backs are against the wall. You'd expect it to go the other way. It has not. Kilmarnock, even Dundee United, an absolute battering to many of people's surprise, I would imagine. And Dave, you've had a stinker there, haven't you?
Yeah, I'm really disappointed with St Mirren. I was looking forward to watching them and they've just been hopeless. Although they are getting a little bit of momentum now with 5+ to play. Tate's about to launch a long throw. But it's coming to nothing. Stevie May's been the difference, though, with the goal and just everything since he's come on. He's been the brightest back for St Johnstone, and he might. Oh, he was almost in again. Good one.
Yeah, I bet you enjoyed that. That'd be complimented. I remember when I was 16, I wanted to be Demo. What? Demo's my mother. Aye. Michael McKenna, Ryan and Div, if you could choose one player to take from each team, who would it be, excluding Edward and Kent?
For Celtic, I would take... Oh my God.
Too many good players, eh?
It would be Edward, obviously. That's like the stand out.
Let me stay ready. Oh, I thought it was going to be another goal.
I would take Christie in because I think out with he's probably our best player. Rangers probably need another player like him in the team, another number 10 that's got an eye for goal. So I'll go Christie.
I'd probably take Barisic. Simple.
Obviously.
Simple. If he's not excluded.
You'd probably take Barisic over Kent. Celtic did a top.
I know, right? I would. I'd take Barisic over Kent. I would. I'm not right. So, Barisic is. David De Gea trying to get Ross County somehow back into this game, but it's not quite going that way. I'm telling you, honestly, the first thing you think about Gary Holt in football is
bus driver.
Bus driver. Park the bus driver. You know, they don't really attack games, especially when they're only 1 up with 3 minutes to go. But no, they're gone for this, man. They're doing well. Ross County aren't getting out their own half. Unbelievable stuff. Jamie Murphy, are we on loan to Hibs?
I seen that. Aye.
Someone's been spamming that in the comments. Is that actually true?
I don't know.
Wonder if it is. Be a good signing if it is the case. 3 minutes
Please.
left clock here at Livingston. It'll be similar at the other grounds. At David, no, Div, sorry.
I was just going to say, actually, yeah, Craig Conway and Stevie May absolutely lighting this game up. I feel like it's 2012 with these two on form, honestly. It's, they're both
remember Stevie May at the peak of his powers? That was something else.
Craig Conway as well, when he was Dundee United when they won the cup. He was
that's right, aye. I know. Turnbull's better than Christie. Cheers, Jeff. Big call.
Oh.
Big call.
That's a big call.
Wait to see what he's like. Christie's been receiving a lot of abuse.
I think if you talk about natural ability, Turnbull's better.
I would probably agree with that.
Because look at what he's done for a young age. I'm talking about potential wise. If you compare the two at a similar age, Turnbull's shown that he's better at the age he is. At the moment, Christie, obviously Christie still is the better player.
Madness to think that's Christie 25 or 26. Still feel like you talk about him as if he's 21 and just on the scene.
That's it. He's getting old.
Getting old. Yeah, I think his chances of going anywhere bigger than Celtic, I think, are probably out. Because you'd imagine it would have happened now. If he was no even bigger than Celtic. It's hard to get a club bigger than Celtic.
Well, I mean, 25, 26, I don't think it's in your prime yet.
No, I agree.
I'd say 26, 27 is in your prime, right? But I think that when you're at Celtic, the chances of moves down south come at a fairly young age. They don't come when you're later on. You know, people get their Van Dijks, they get their arms.
Wait, just Cal
McGregor's what, 27 now? Aye. He won't leave.
Tomorrow, like, if there was a team in England would have him tomorrow.
I think they would. I think ideally, Leicester's got the connection of Rodgers. So if Rodgers wasn't in charge, there's no chance he's got to Leicester.
He'd still go to Leicester.
I think he could fit. I think McGregor could go to any team in the Premier League and light it up for them and be a class player, Mr. Consistent once more. But I just don't think teams are going to take the plunge on it. I think that's past. I think if it was going to happen, it would have been a couple of years back.
Maybe. St Mirren coming forward here, but it's just nothing. This is really, I can't even tell you how annoyed I am. Jim Goodwin will be fuming because St Mirren have been hopeless. Absolutely hopeless this whole game.
It's Ross County. This is a big change of character for Ross County today. Very different from what you usually see. From this season anyway. Oh, is it a goal?
A goal!
Oh, that was a big reaction there.
My God.
Tell us, son.
Mate, McKenzie is just lobbed their goalie outside the box. It's a cutback. He's on the edge. He has he shouldn't be scoring, but he does. Mate, unreal. It goes from one side to the other. The move starts with Dicker. Kabamba gets the ball, puts it to the left winger. Chrissy Butt puts it right over the right-hand side to Brophy, who lays it back for McKenzie, who's just audaciously lobbed the goalie. 4-0 to the Kelly
Never saw that coming. Never saw that coming.
Wait till you see this. Wait till you see this.
You couldn't have paid me enough money to think that would be the final score tonight. With Kilmarnock and Dundee United. Unbelievable team.
United are still going after this game, so they're leaving gaps. And they have done all game. That's what it is. They've no came here to draw. They've no came here to steal a win or whatever. They've been playing typical Dundee United style, and it's obviously come back to bite them today.
Ross County trying to make one final push in stoppage time up here, but I think it's all too late. I think Livingston will walk away to 3 points. Livingston look far too good. Don't think they're going to concede.
Chris Kane's just come on for Craig Conway. It's getting very feisty in that technical area. I think Callum Davis and Jim Goodwin have had a few words. But interesting, they've brought on another striker to help see this out, which is a very bold tactic.
I'm waiting for the final whistle to go here. Livingston coming under a wee tiny bit of pressure towards the end. As Ross County ever throw in near the area? I mean, they could go for one last push here in the 92nd minute almost. They're going to play it around the side. They're looking for a way to get in. There's a man empty on the edge of the area. Ross County have it there. It's back out wide though. Livingston really keeping it tight. Ball swung in. It's cleared away by Effie Ambrose, but there's a man rushing in now. It's away by Livingston. It's back up the park, but Ross County will take another throw as they push for one final chance. Need to get
I wish I had some
Stuart.
some sort of excitement here.
Effie Ambrose trying to, it's big Marvin Bartley even, keeping the ball in the corner of the park. Ross County look frustrated. They're trying to get it. Alan Forrest coming in to help now. It's away back in the area. Ross County's going to turn. Can he get a shot away? It's cleared away by Livingston. A bit of pressure now is really coming their way. Kelly's now chasing Livingston down the park as Livingston look to forge a counter-attack to maybe finish off the game, bring it to a complete halt. He's dribbling down the wing here, Alan Forrest, but it's been called out for a throw-in. And it looks as though it's done here. It looks as though Ross County will go away without any points and Livingston will take the win. But it's not done yet.
I've no idea how much added time we've got, but we're a minute and 30 into it.
I'm at 88 minutes.
I'm just launching it now. Richard Tate down the left, looking for a long diagonal. Can they just get it in the box, man? It infuriates me when they just pass the ball around at the back when there's so little time. Just launch it.
No,
that's Johnson have defended it well.
That's what you want to see. You want to see it like Celtic the other night when it got to the dying moments. Just get it up the park, man. They'd never done it. They passed it around. 3 minutes now into the stoppage time here at the Tony Macaroni. I imagine the final whistle will go. Someone is down with a knock for Ross County as we currently speak, but there surely isn't much time left in the clock. Tiffany is got
to get in the box, man.
Chances. And that's it all over. Livingston take the 3 points in a massive result for Gary Holt's side. It's the first win of the season. Ross County, after a very impressive start, have been stopped by the plastic pitch, and the bus driver, I'll certainly say, will be smiling behind the wheel tonight.
Oh my God. Stinking.
No part-time in the buses these days.
Nah, only part-time, only part-time. Any full-time results coming up yet?
No, but yeah, Obika's in the centre circle. Get in the box, big fella. What are you playing at?
The league
now
table.
he decides he wants to try and play a feet.
I'll get ready to throw it up on screen in a moment. The league table as it's changed once more. A big chance for Celtic to overtake Ross County tomorrow and get back into the top 3 with a win.
You'd be saying that on match day 6.
Well, it's not match day 6 for Celtic, is it? It's only match day 4.
All right, okay, sorry. It's just a wee light-hearted joke.
Calm down, Ryan.
Calm down. Shouting at me. Here comes St Mirren accident. Oh, really well defended.
Imagine that would be. Get ready to throw up the league table as the final whistles go over at your grounds. Dev,
a fair bit of added time because we're in the 94th minute. And
Dev, I'm getting fed up of you turning up to these streams and taking the best games, mate. That's the second time you've done it.
The last time I got a stinker, to be fair.
Did you? I thought you had one. What was it you got last time again?
On paper for me, it was a stinker.
Good ball!
David's got something happening up there, but it's not resulted too much. I mean, 4
goals with long throws. He's got another one just coming. It's a lovely ball he put back in for the second ball, a long throw. He's launched this one in towards Obika. Flicked on. Could be a corner. Is it a corner? No, it is not a corner. That's really upsetting.
A big shout before the final whistles go to everybody who's been along watching today. We peaked at about 120 viewers. Currently 76 as we get to the end. We will have a very brief, very quick discussion as the games finish. Of course, David has work, but it'll be very short as I throw up the league table. And I thank you to everybody who has also donated. A wonderful day, and the first day of donations being open for Talk Scottish Football. Don't worry, the money will go to good use, and we're nothing without you. So thank you all very much. Is the Community Shield on the day?
It is, yeah. It's one of the last. And Jamie Murphy has signed for Hibs. That's a great signing.
Great signing.
We had to get him somebody. They tried to get Greg Docherty, couldn't get him. Tried to get Ross McCrory, couldn't get him.
It's full-time in Perth as well. St Johnstone 1, St Mirren 0.
Full-time. Apparently at full-time, Kettlewell was sent off. I must have clicked off the stream before it happened. I just crossed it off as soon as the whistle went.
Rangers have announced the Jamie Murphy deal by calling him Scotland International, which is a bit bold. They're announcing the part of Scotland International Jamie Murphy. But hey,
aye, bit bold. Still waiting for the full-time whistle at Tannadice, I take it, Div?
Yes, we're at we're not Tannadice, we're at Rugby Park.
Sorry, it's Rugby Park, aye.
91 minutes into the game, Dundee United have got an attack at the moment, but I'm surprised the ref even let it play on in stoppage time, man, and just didn't blow the whistle, because this game has been done for a long time. It's been the last 5 minutes. It's been like a game of FIFA Street for Kelly. Back heels galore. I know Malumbu was juggling it about in the halfway line at one point. It was ridiculous, but still Kilmarnock 4, Dundee United 0.
Okay, all I'm saying is, if Kettlewell was given a card at the end of the game, you know what that means, boys?
Well, it depends what colour it was, doesn't it?
Final of the state. But before we, I flash it on half. I have to go 2 years. You're off, boy. But before we finish up and wrap up the stream, because it's pretty much done at Rugby Park. Keep going back to say Tannadice.
Mate, it's
just
done.
still haunting me for last week. The league table goes as follows as we end up for the games that will be on tomorrow, with the results being, of course, Kilmarnock 4, Dundee United 0, Livy 1, Ross County 0, and St Johnstone 1, St Mirren 0. The league table, Motherwell sit at the bottom. Hamilton are still in 11th place. Livingston have moved up the table with their first win of the season, 5 points for them now, and Kilmarnock on 5 as well, with a win for themselves. Aberdeen in 8th. Dundee United slipped to 7th after a very poor result. Their goal difference down to -4. St Johnstone into that top half. Callum Davidson's plans are starting to come together, and everything David once proclaimed about him is coming true. St Mirren in 5th place. Celtic in 4th. Ross County in 3rd despite their loss, and Rangers and Hibs still tied at the top, waiting to play their games later on. Interesting stuff,
Absolutely fascinating, as per usual.
It's all over, by the way. Over here.
Full time, the whistles went, and if that means it's all over at Rugby Park, it's pretty much all over here for Talk Scottish Football. It's been a very entertaining day. Very quickly, the 30-second wrap-up of each game. David, on you go.
Big win for St Johnstone at McDermott Park. Stevie May, the hero. Craig Conway with a lovely ball, and Craig Conway probably man of the match for St Johnstone, actually. Lovely little cross for May, who converted off the bench. St Mirren, absolutely hopeless, it has to be said. Jim Goodwin cut a frustrated figure on the touchline for the entire 90 minutes. I'm sure that, well, I'll tell you what, you'd love to have a fly in the wall in that dressing room, because they were pretty hopeless, to be fair. Full time, big 3 points for Callum Davidson and St Johnstone.
Dev?
Aye, here as well. Massive for Kilmarnock. First win of the season with 4 goals. None as they expected. Every single one of us picked Dundee United, but expected it to be a closer game than it was. Kabamba gets himself off the score sheet, or whatever you want to say, and manages to get 2 in the game as well. Brophy gets a goal. First time we've seen the both of them play up front together all season. Kilmarnock need to continue that. And then McKenzie finishes it off with up there goal of the seasons, by the way.
So far, brilliant. And at Livingston, at the Tony Macaroni, Livingston today getting their first win of the season. Ross County will be extremely disappointed with their performance, but right from the start, Livingston looked the more intense, demanding side. They were looking for a result today. They knew in their heads they were getting a win, and yes, it was flat at points, but in the end, the best team did win. And even when they were up 1-0 with so little time left in the game, they still kept going at Ross County, and Ross County looked out of ideas. There will have to be a little bit of work done in training midweek for the Dingwall side, but a massive result for Livy. And Gary Holt, as I said, he'll be driving those buses happy tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for coming along and watching. It has been another great stream. We hope to see you next Saturday, whether Div's here or no. We'll still be here, me and David. We'll see what happens. But as always, Div, thank you for coming on. You're a gentleman. Aye.
Cheers,
and
lads.
see everybody.
Really appreciate it.
No worries, mate. Anytime. Right, we're going to end with the intro, and we'll see you all in whatever the next podcast or whatever may be.